We did it.
Hi.
Are you proud?
I'm so proud. We actually got on the air.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big achievement for us. Takes a lot of work.
And we're all matching
We
today.
kind of are,
oh,
yes.
Randy, put your sweatshirt back on. There we go.
There we go.
Now we're all
Sweet.
matching.
We're repping. You want to show everyone what we're repping today?
We have these amazing sweatshirts that say
we do.
Team Plop on them. That we've all been wanting to wear for a while, but I kept not being able to get Jesse's to him. They were sent to us by a fantastic lady named Helena.
Yes, they were.
And she loves watching the podcast, so hi, and watching all of our content, and knew that we have been talking about Plop forever. And so contacted the company and was like, yo, do you have any sweatshirts?
Yes.
Because I have people that need them.
Yeah, and like this, the story kind of was that there actually was no sweatshirts, really. Like, these are not publicly available.
Yeah, you have to get them at, like, events. And so she was like, when's your next event? Because I want to get some sweatshirts. And they were like, oh, we're not doing one for a while, but we'll send you some sweatshirts. So thank you so much. These are stupidly comfortable, actually. I love mine.
They're essentially thermal. They're designed to help you survive in the harsh Swedish weather.
In Sweden.
Yes, it's Sweden, la-di-da-di.
It is hot as shit in this room.
It really is, actually. I need to get rid of this right now. Holy crap. It's like I have the 2-point studio lighting on, and the aircon in this room is terrible, and now I'm incinerating. Like, but we reppin'. Most importantly, we reppin'. So
I love Plop. It is wonderful, and I have a drought of Plop. The 8,000 Plop bars that I had,
you ate them all?
Are gone now.
God damn it.
I've charitied a lot of them to people because I feel like America doesn't know what Plop is, and we should.
Well, yeah, because American standard issue candy is pretty terrible, all
Plop
things considered.
and Curly Whirlies.
Curly Whirlies. So legit.
I'm always like, yo,
I
you
grew
haven't
up
tried these.
on Curly Whirlies, and rightfully
that.
so. They're
Speaking of
incredible.
standard issue candy, Haley sent me a whole box, well, 2 boxes worth of candy from England, your homeland.
Yes.
And I have some of them, like Boost.
Oh,
whatever
Boost.
that is.
Yeah, Boost is like
Duo.
it's like Red Bull chocolate essentially.
What?
That's a
sounds
brilliant
gross.
idea.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I challenge you to eat an entire Boost and not feel like you're just kind of completely bogged down by how dense the thing is.
Oh my gosh.
Stick
Eat it.
the whole thing in your mouth and try and eat it. Go on.
Yes.
It is
I've
some of
never
the
been more proud of you.
densest, most intense. There we go. So you just realized how dense this thing is. It's basically what a Boost is it's like tons of caramel and like little rice things and biscuit and all stuff like that. And you literally have to slog your way through it. And it's got glucose in it. And it's sort of like an energy bar mixed with a protein bar mixed with this giant chocolate explosion. And yeah, that's a Boost in a nutshell. Jesse seems to be having trouble chewing it.
Don't worry, Jesse. We'll wait. We'll wait for
We
you.
will, yeah. While you're doing that, we will introduce our special guest for today. From ElderGeekDotCom, it is Randy. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem.
Yeah, man.
I gotta say, like, you work for Elder Geek. You look younger than 2/3 of the people on this show. What the hell's up with that?
I don't think I might be older than probably.
He's living a healthy lifestyle, not eating whole candy bars on.
I'm 33 or 34.
Oh,
One
you
of
are
the
actually
two.
slightly older than Jesse then. All right, so I think it's the clean shaving that does it. Everyone else has... Jesse's got his mountain man look
You
on.
look like you take care of yourself, which is more than the rest of us can say.
Hey, this is sculpted. I'll have you know.
Don't worry.
There's some manscaping going on here.
My mouth is filled with chocolate, but that's okay, because Lucky Eddie sent me some
Iron Brew.
Oh,
It's made of girders.
I
It is
assume
constructed
so
entirely from
sweet.
girders.
I assume this is Iran brew, so People's
No.
Republic.
Yeah.
No,
No?
it is not.
Is it too soon? Okay.
Yeah.
This
Do
should.
it.
This should.
You're
I
eating
should drink
Boosts
this.
and drinking Iron Brew. You are essentially Glasgow. Well done.
Sweet
How
as
was
shit,
the Boost,
right?
by the way?
The Boost was fucking delicious.
Yeah.
That was the best. That was a really good candy bar, mind you. I didn't really get to savor it. It sort
Right.
of just went down. But what I did taste was pretty great.
What else did he send you? I'm curious to know, because I can rate that. I have experience in these matters.
I don't quite remember. I don't.
Did you only bring one of them up? Because that's...
Yes.
Wow, that's weak.
I think Haley is a... I don't know. This is very nice handwriting. I feel bad.
Does it explain what the candy bars are, or was it just a big stack of them?
I've been watching you since your Terraria videos. I love you guys. Subscribe straight away. Thank you. And, I've been enjoying your videos ever since. Here's some English candy. See what you've been missing. So, yeah. Hope my writing's not too small.
We call them sweets.
Flat-ow.
That we do.
Well, not everyone.
Sweets.
Oh, and I'm supposed to send you some. Biatch, you ain't getting one.
Cute.
To be fair, he knows what they all taste like. For
Yeah.
you, it'll be like an experience.
It's not actually that great to get British candy. We got quite a lot around Christmas. I did enjoy the Fry's Turkish Delight bars. They were great. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, man.
Turkish Delight.
Yes.
Oh.
The only thing that you guys know about Turkish Delight is that it was in Narnia at one point.
Yes, that's all I know. Is that he's like
My mom gets them all the time.
They're awesome. They're really good.
your mom is from Narnia. That
My
explains
mom's from
so
Narnia,
much.
so she gets Turkish Delights like every day. They come
Heck
through
yeah.
our chimney.
Is she also
You're
a
like-
traitor?
Yes.
Excellent.
She's also
I mean,
half.
no one's supposed to know that, so
She's
maybe
half
I
Shit,
shouldn't have
sorry.
said that on here.
You don't see it, but the lower half of Dodger is all deer.
I wish.
And suddenly 1,000 fan arts.
I wish that I was that cool. Can I just be a satyr from here on out?
Some Dodger Bambi crossovers.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
gonna happen.
Christ, why?
Cool guys.
Coming up in the show, we hopefully have some gaming content of some description. We'll be telling you what we've been playing this week, and then rounding up some news. The news has started again. Everything stops. Like, everything just freezes around Christmas and New Year. Now the news sites are actually reporting again, so we can steal their content and then comment over it. And then we'll also be bringing you some trailers, some of the new stuff you're going to be seeing over the next couple of months, as well as some releases. January actually has some good games coming out, man. I'm pretty impressed by that, and we'll be looking at that later in the show. And then, of course, rounding up some host topics and then ending the show with shameless promotion for our channels and hopefully getting you to watch as many ads as we can. So there you go. That's the Game Station Podcast in a nutshell. We're very honest and open about what we're doing. It's just how we roll.
Support us!
We respect you. It is our respect that allows us to be honest with you in saying that we value you only for your ad revenue.
Totally.
Now, that's just me. The rest of the guys actually like you. But...
There goes all 5 of my subs.
Subscribe to ElderGeekDotCom. Go for it.
What have we done?
This is why no one comes on the podcast anymore. It's just...
I'm pretty sure that 3 out of 4 of us wearing a shirt that says "plop" on it kind of signifies we are
shameless shilling.
Yeah.
To be fair, at least we're shilling something that most of our viewers can't actually buy, so it's not that bad, I guess.
So we're mocking them.
Yes.
Really?
Don't you wish?
Yes.
You could have all this.
Also, I enjoy Walker's shortbread. It's true,
This
I
is
did.
the most we've poured out in a long time. I feel good about this episode.
And Terry's chocolate
I'm the only one that
orange.
doesn't
I
have
don't know.
a pile of food right
You know,
here.
the funny thing is, like, Terry's chocolate orange, I get these around Christmas all the time, and I'm actually completely sick of them. Apparently, you guys in the US really love these things. They get imported from Canada every year.
Oranges are the best.
Oh, no, man. We had bars of these things. Like, you could just buy a chocolate orange bar, and you could just eat it, and you could get it every day. And we used to regularly eat these things to the point where I'm completely sick of chocolate orange.
But the circular ones, you get to like pop open like an orange, and then you take off
But
all
they
the
don't.
slices.
They don't pop open though. You have to
That
smash
seems
them
like a lie
off the
to me.
table.
That seems like a lie. I'm not. It's like
Great.
it's
I
an
love them.
orange
So-
with chocolate.
Little story.
No.
In the UK, Terry's fell afoul of advertising and consumer protection rules because these little packets, this is what a chocolate orange comes in, and there used to be this sticker on the top, which I ripped and you can't read, but it used to say, tap and unwrap. Now, it was determined that it was in fact impossible to break open a chocolate orange with anything close to a tap. Ergo, they had to rebrand it whack and unwrap, because that was the only thing that worked.
Doesn't rhyme. Not effective.
No, it does. Well, tap
Whack and attack. That works.
attack and unwrap. Now, that sounds like a wonderful thing.
Whack and attack.
Yeah.
With your
Although I have to
Whack and
say,
attack.
they did release something quite recently, which I believe are Terry's Chocolate Orange Sensations, which are like 6 different kinds in smaller things. There's ones with the, the popping candy. They put that inside a chocolate orange.
Popping candy?
Yeah, the stuff that you
Like
put
Pop
in your
Rocks.
mouth and then it
Pop
kind of
Rocks?
pops.
Oh.
Sort of, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was
Yes.
kind of wonderful. So yeah, they did those and all sorts of wonderful things like that. Well, Christmas is over, and I think we've stuffed down all of these horrible things, and now I have to go back on a proper diet.
I don't feel so well right now.
I knew it! You stuffed down the boost too quickly and then chased it with
Hold
Iron
on.
Brew.
Let me clear my palate with some delicious Iron Brew.
Iran Brew, yes. Oh.
Delicious.
Oh dear.
You were gonna crash so hard the second this podcast is over.
30 minutes in, his head just.
I was
hit
gonna
the
say,
desk.
yeah, like, we're like almost done. He's just.
They've discovered my horrible scheme.
Hour 3, I will not be back.
So, let us begin the podcast, shall we? I don't believe anyone's seen any good movies, so we're just going to skip over that entirely, so let's not even talk about that.
I don't know.
Oh.
So Django Unchained last night. Samuel
Oh,
Jackson.
did you?
Like 12 awards. He was hilarious.
On a scale of 1 to 10, just how amazingly racist is that movie?
Oh my God, so racist! It's incredible.
Super racist, but it's enjoyably racist. I don't know if that's a thing you can say. I don't know what to tell you.
What's the random screaming in the background?
I
It's
was gonna say,
enjoyably
Rob,
racist.
Is that you?
Ah!
That was my son. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Oh, this is
Like
going to be a good
Django
show.
Unchained. Look, he's a fan. He agrees. Samuel Jackson should win an award for. The movie was okay. It wasn't great until Samuel Jackson and Leonardo DiCaprio were on screen.
Oh, you've
Those
just described every movie involving those people ever. Please continue.
Those two should win a magic award. Like the first duo Academy Award goes to Samuel Jackson.
First
Because the two of them
ever.
together were amazing. The rest of the movie, I was like, meh. But those two stole the entire thing from me.
Really, I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was too long, but
By hour 3, you're like, is this still going on?
yeah, they definitely did the like. Oh, there's the. Oh no.
Nope.
Oh,
But
But
they're
wait, there's
right,
more.
here's. Nope.
That guy in
Yeah.
chat's absolutely right. Samuel Jackson basically plays Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks. And it's hilarious. I'm sorry. I felt bad laughing, but he was amazing. And Leonardo DiCaprio is just like, oh, I do declare. Oh
my gosh. All of the white
Wonderful.
men in that movie are so effeminate. Oh my!
Oh,
They all like sashay everywhere. It's
The
fantastic.
guy who was in The Shield, and he's in whatever that show, Justified, I think. He plays one of the farmhand guys, one of the overseers. When he finally gets money, he walks away like, it's amazing. Like, wait a minute. 5 minutes ago, you're like, I'm gonna get you, boy. And now you're like, I do declare. Oh,
I do declare.
the
It's
South
so
is entirely. Yeah, I want to know what people who are horrible racists think of this movie, because I just want to know.
Should we survey a few?
There's the scene. I'm not even joking. The scene with the with Jonah Hill and
Oh my God! I had no idea he was going to be in that movie,
what-
and
what-
then that whole scene was so great.
Don Knotts. Is that no, not Don Knotts? Who was the big daddy? The guy who ran the plantation. I don't even remember. But he,
Oh.
that really
The
famous
plantation
actor,
was run by a Big Daddy? How the hell
by
did that
Big
end up happening?
Daddy. And the scene of
All the ladies called him Big Daddy.
the scene of them.
Did they call him
as,
Mr. Bubbles as well?
KKK members.
KKK members. It's like a 20-minute scene of KKK members having a conversation about their hoods. That may be the funniest shit I've ever seen in my entire
It
life.
was hilarious. It didn't feel like it should have. Like
Should
it
have been in
didn't
the
feel
movie
like
at
it.
all.
Yeah,
They just-
it felt like
they
it
just
didn't
added-
match the rest of the movie whatsoever. Like it was a
I feel like they added
totally.
in, like, take that
different tone
KKK
change.
members. Like,
Wasn't
we
that-
needed that. Like,
Wasn't there
Like,
another
someone's like,
movie
"Oh,
where there was a bunch of people talking in a different language about pizza? Wasn't that actually Kill Bill? Was it Kill Bill? I'm sure it was another Tarantino movie where it was like a 10-minute foreign language scene about Pizza Hut. What the hell was that movie?
I don't
I'm
remember
not
that at
sure.
all.
Am I just
Don
making this
Johnson.
up?
Don Johnson, to the actor, was.
Tarantino pizza.
Yeah.
It's yeah. So
Oh,
if-
there's actually a place called Tarantino's Pizza in Pasadena, California.
Oh.
Nice.
Well,
you should go there. should go there. And...
Yeah, I guess that's a thing.
I must have been. No, this has got to be in a different movie. Was it? It wasn't in Inglourious Bastards because Pizza Hut wasn't around then.
I've never seen that movie.
That's a brilliant movie. That's
At the
absolutely
beginning of
wonderful.
Reservoir Dogs, they have like a 25-minute scene in a diner.
Oh, I love Reservoir Dogs.
That's a good movie.
But that's at the, like,
Or
the
was it just
beginning of
no? I'm pretty sure it was Kill Bill, and I'm fairly sure it was them arguing over Americans and pizza. I'm almost
Kill Bill
certain.
1 or 2?
Oh, that had to have been a Kill Bill 2 scene, because Kill Bill 1 was just straight violence. And Kill Bill 2 was
Yeah.
like 3 hours of nothing happening.
But Kill Bill 1 had like the huge dojo scene, right?
Yeah. Where they totally talked about
That-
pizza while they were cutting off arms.
Right, yeah, right? Yeah.
I can't find any reference to this. What the hell? I know this exists.
TB had a dream once
No.
and thought it was reality.
It's
We've all
definitely
done
real.
it, TB, it's okay.
It's clearly a real thing.
Nazi Pizza Hut!
Nuts. No,
What? The
it's
chat
not.
is convinced that happened in Inglourious Bastards. So now they want Nazi Pizza Hut.
There was. They were doing impressions as well. I'm pretty sure, like the Chinese guys, they were doing impressions of American actors and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, really, this actually was in the movie. I don't know if it was a deleted scene or something.
I want to see this movie now, whatever it is.
Because Tarantino does this shit all the
Different
time.
movies
Like,
are
remember in Pulp Fiction, there was the whole "What's a Big Mac in France" scene. Like,
Was it from Grindhouse?
I was just wondering that. I was
what in
about to
Death
search
Death
for it.
Proof? I don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't in Death Proof. I'm almost certain this was in Kill Bill.
Crazy.
No, it really was in it was in Kill Bill. It may have been the extended edition, the director's cut, but I know it was there.
Was Detective Chang there? Did he?
Detective Chang, Chinese detective. No, he was not.
Detective Chang, Chinese detective.
No, it was Mr. Chang, the Chinese detective. You know, you can't even get our own fucking catchphrases right.
Oh, doesn't matter.
Yes, Charlie Brown. That was it. Yes, I knew it.
Charlie Brown.
I knew it.
Charlie Brown was talking about it?
Yeah,
Charlie Brown.
there was the guy doing Charlie Brown impressions. It was
fucking Snoopy. Let me tell you about pizza.
no, it was the crazy eight. Right, the crazy 88. The crazy 88 were in some like hotel or whatever, and like the guys are waiting on them kind of hand and foot because they're really scared of them, and they're saying, "Oh, doesn't he look like Charlie Brown?" And they're talking about pizza
yeah.
and Charlie
It's like
Brown.
the owner's
it's like, bring us
husband who's
pizza.
wearing like a-
See,
yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew that scene was there. I wasn't having a fever dream.
Alright. Yeah.
So yeah, actually, this is actually a thing now.
Okay. It's real.
Yeah.
It's not as good. It's not. That was a scene that was like maybe 3 minutes. There's a 20-minute scene in this new movie that's just a bunch of KKK members being ridiculous, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like Jonah Hill, and they're all just like, "Who cut these eye holes? I can't see nothing." It's amazing. I don't even know why it exists, but it's
It's so good.
yeah.
Cinema gold.
If you get offended by anything, you probably shouldn't see this movie.
It's true. I agree with that.
Video games.
Video
Video
games.
game.
What have we been playing this week? Dodger, why don't we start with
TV.
you? Oh, do you want to start with me? All right, okay.
Yeah, TV. What have you always talk last, so I was gonna
Alright,
say TV. You
sure.
go first.
All right, so I started dipping into Persona 3 because I've completely beaten Persona 4 Golden. Absolutely, 100%ed the whole freaking thing. And it was the greatest experience I've had this year in video games. At least, except for Journey, as people already know. But, yeah, Persona 4 Golden was wonderful. I've started on Persona 3, and I feel the plot is more interesting because it's a lot darker. Persona 4 Golden, even though there's like some dark elements to it, is still a little bit light when it comes to the really, really dark stuff. There are some elements of it, but bear in mind it's like a 70-hour game, and maybe like 10 of that is really super dark, and everything else is kind of carefree. Persona 3, not so much, because as you find out within the first 5 minutes of the game, there are shadows invading the planet. There is this hour where no one is awake. There's actually 25 hours in the day. It's called the Dark Hour. And in the Dark Hour, most people are locked up in these coffins for no apparent reason. So, like, within the first 2 minutes of the game, you arrive in the town, and suddenly you see the entire town is covered in coffins. And then you see, like, people getting attacked by shadows and turned into zombies and crap. And you have to fight the shadows, and there's this gigantic mega dungeon called Tartarus that you have to go in and do a bunch of combat in. So it's pretty crazy. Like, from the start, the plot's way, way weirder than Persona
Sounds
4.
kind of weird. Yeah.
But it's cool. It's cool. It's got some interesting characters in it. I'm playing the portable version. There's kind of two choices if you want to play Persona 3. You can either play FES, which is the enhanced edition for the PlayStation 2, or you can play portable. And it's a hard choice because FES has a bunch of extra content. It's got something called The Answer, which is like a 30-hour piece of content at the end, which kind of explains a bunch more stuff. But apparently it's a shitload of dungeon crawling, which is the least interesting part of every Persona game. And then there's Portable. And Portable lacks the anime cutscenes, and it lacks the ability to kind of wander around the world in third person. But it adds in this kind of point-and-click interface, which makes things a lot easier to navigate. So you can just, like, point and click on what you want to go there, and it doesn't really detract anything from the game. I think it's actually better. It also adds a female protagonist with an alternate story arc, and a whole bunch of other stuff, like features from Persona 4, the ability to control all of your characters, as opposed to giving them, like, vague orders and having the AI fuck up fights for you. So the portable version is really good. It's got great music, really awesome soundtrack, really cool characters. And it's got some interesting elements that are not in Persona 4. I could see a lot of the reasons why, because a lot of them are really dumb elements that shouldn't be there, but it's interesting to see the contrast between the games. And I also picked up Persona 4 Arena, which is the fighting game based on Persona 4, which is actually a direct story continuation of Persona 4.
Everybody says that is a great game.
Yes.
Too.
Well, it's Arc System Works collaborating with Atlas. So it's the guys that made BlazBlue and Guilty Gear with the guys who made Persona and all these other great games. So the combination of the two is kind of great. The funny thing is the story mode is about 95% visual novel and maybe 5% fighting. Like, there's a full fighting game there. It's just the story mode chooses not to give any of it to you. It's just like, what you really wanted out of this was a continuation of the story and the character arcs, right? And they're correct in that assumption. That's exactly what I wanted out of it. But there is also an arcade mode whereby they kind of condense that down. They still have some of the dialogue, but they keep it all in-game, and there's a lot more fighting. It's like best of 3 rounds and shit like that. But the combat system of that game is pretty awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So while you were going on, I have never played a Persona game, so I don't know anything about Persona at all.
Right.
Chat was saying something interesting about in Persona 3, something called evokers, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And they're saying that evokers, a lot of parents were mad. I was like, why would parents be mad about something in the game? So I went and looked it up. Evokers look like handguns.
Yep.
And the way you use them is by putting them against your head and pulling the trigger.
Yes. The evoker essentially is the way that you summon your persona, as it were.
By shooting yourself in the head.
But you're not really shooting yourself in the head, though.
By shooting yourself in the head.
It's like a memory ray.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
It's like a handgun,
Yeah, so, there was some controversy surrounding that to the point where they changed that in Persona 4, where you just kind of summon these cards in front of you and kind of click your fingers, which is significantly less offensive than shooting yourself in the head. But
I like how people are like, you don't die, Jesse. God, you're so dumb. Okay.
No,
okay.
you don't actually die. Like, it's not actually a handgun. It looks like one. In fact, it even kind of says that in the game. It's like, why does it have to look like a handgun? It's like, well, it just does. It's not actually a handgun. And there's this girl, like, in the first, like, hour of the game is, like, too chicken to actually use the thing. But it's unfortunate, because I think if they'd actually carried that on in the story and made that part of her character, that would be super interesting. But within about the first hour of the game, she gets over the whole fact that it looks like a gun, and then she just she just uses it like everybody else. So that's unfortunate. But no, it doesn't shoot bullets or anything. So it's just a little bit weird that they would pick that.
Yeah, that is weird.
It's kind of
Although, I mean, it's very. I mean, just the fact that we are talking about it, it's very visually interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that it should be called the evoker, because of course it is evocative. So yeah,
True that.
It's an odd thing to have. I mean, Persona's never really been a kids game anyway. It does deal with some fairly adult themes from time to time, but I wouldn't say that it was aimed at children by any stretch. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. It's going okay. Persona 4 Arena is a nice thing to dip into. It's got a nice fighting system, and it hasn't. People are asking whether or not it kind of spoils the other games. I was a little bit worried because there's characters from Persona 3 in Persona 4 Arena, So
Right.
I'm a bit concerned that it might spoil some of the plot of Persona 3 for me, but as of yet, it hasn't done that. I've done 2 of the story modes. The whole thing's set after all of that stuff, and it relates to some degree to Persona 4, but it does actually a pretty good job, from what I can tell, of avoiding direct spoilers. It won't even tell you about, most people know, like, something happens to Nanako is what it will say, and yet it doesn't tell you exactly what happened to Nanako. So
Right.
it's not really...
Well, that's good.
It's not really that bad. Apparently, there's some like stuff with Elizabeth, who's a character in Persona 3 that's kind of spoilerish, but yeah. If you want to be really, really careful, then just don't pick up Arena. The thing is, like, there's no point in getting Arena anyway unless you've played at least Persona 4, because most of the appeal is the ability to see the story continue. It's a good fighting game as well, but the story mode is like 95% visual novel. So again, you're not going to buy it for the fighting game.
Right.
But apparently you can avoid just, like, picking Elizabeth's story entirely, and that's a way to dodge a lot of the spoilers, so... Yeah, so I've been mostly playing that and Dota. Lots and lots of Dota.
Oh, yeah? You head face first?
Yeah, pretty much.
it?
I have a positive KD ratio, which makes me pretty happy. Not KD ratio. I actually have a very negative KD ratio. But I have a very positive win-loss ratio.
I was impressed with you.
I'm getting there.
I mean, I still am, but...
I'm getting there. It takes a bit of getting used to, especially when I play like 1,000 games of LoL, and then I go into Dota and suddenly realize that, oh, this game is fucking hard. These heroes were not designed in such a way as to make getting last hits easy, and you have to also consider the fact that you run out of mana in about 2 skills, and you can't B to get more mana. You have to run back, or you have to buy a town portal scroll. And the other thing is that you also have to consider denies. So you basically have to do double what you were expected to do in the lane than what you have to do in League of Legends, right? Because you've got to consider both last hitting and denying instead of just last hitting. So yeah, it's pretty intense, and you could die really, really fast. And also, it's got a lot more activatable items. And even like in the early game, you have a lot of items you can activate. And Jesse's pretending to know what I'm talking about.
I mean, I'm enthralled.
Yeah, of course. By all means. We'll hear about which wonderful games you've been playing in a moment. But none of them, exactly. So I will continue with the discussion, and then I'll let Randy talk for another half an hour. But even like early on in the game, you get items that are activatable. Like there's the magic stick is a very popular early game item, whereby every time someone casts a spell near you, it gains a charge, and then you can use it to gain back a reasonable amount of mana and health. So it's kind of a way of counteracting the fact that going back to get your health up is not that easy. You also have a lot of different kinds of potions that you use, and even like certain kinds of boots that you get have activatables, like the arcane boots. Every minute you can press that button to gain like 150 mana back, and it regens around you as well. So it's really weird because it doesn't scale the same way that League does. Like in League, if you play a character, you're probably going to buy items that scale your abilities up, because the game's really based on doing damage with your abilities. But in Dota, it's mostly based around your abilities kind of setting up situations where you can just beat the shit out of people with auto attacks. And there are some heroes where you can run around and kite and keep using abilities, but they don't, as I said, they don't really scale in the same way that they do in League. So there's a lot of more subtle differences to the game that I didn't necessarily expect to encounter, but I'm still having a lot of fun with it. The game's really responsive. The abilities look really, really cool. The actual graphic design it's not as clear as League of Legends is, because, it's very cartoony, it's very obvious what's going on, but in a team fight, when everyone's firing off abilities, League of Legends, as I pointed out last week, is just this, I don't even know what I said, it's like a shitstorm of color or whatever, and it is, but Dota's a little bit more clear, and it defines the abilities better, so I'm having fun with it. It's a really hard game, it takes a lot of getting used to, but I'm getting rewarding and fun times out of it, which I guess is the only really important thing.
That is the only important thing.
Yep.
In the end, that's all
It's
you
a game.
It is a video game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good one, boss.
So that's what I've been playing this week. So Randy, what have you been up to?
I'm always fascinated by people that are good at Dota and League of Legends, because I'm the worst strategy player of all time. I'm the kind of guy.
We should be
you
friends.
too?
You and me both.
Yeah.
You and me both. High five, cameras.
Boop.
Look,
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did
I'm
it.
the kind of guy.
We did it,
who-
Jesse. Jesse, we did it.
sorry.
if I'm playing a real-time strategy game, I'm more worried about building up my little castle and all my little guys and making it look cool. And then when somebody comes and invades my town, I'm like, get out of here! I'm busy. You
Hold
know?
up, are you on the same level as me here? Because here's my thing, I can't play those games like StarCraft and that stuff when it's like player versus player. Because here's the thing. People are douchebags. If I'm playing a game where I'm building stuff, I want to have a kick-ass fleet of Protoss motherships and shit. And I want to have like little planes and like pew, 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 like you're playing the campaign and having a good time. Some asshole rolling up with me like, I have 30,000 Zerglings. Balls to y'alls.
That's me. That is why I can't play real-time strategy games, multiplayer.
Civilization, I'll play just by myself, just so I can build a massive army of 1 million people. And I'm like, come to me, mortals, right? And if you play online, some guy's like, I'm attacking you first round.
Well,
die.
Yeah, so there's two kind of mindsets. There's competitive and anti-competitive, and you're anti-competitive. But there are some games, like the funny thing that you say about StarCraft is like, oh, you can't do that stuff. You actually can. And in fact, it's a fairly effective way of playing at low levels. All you need to learn to do is build your cool-ass base in such a way that all this early rush bullshit just doesn't work, right? And then what you have is when the early rush bullshit fails, you actually have an economic lead, and then you can build whatever the fuck you want because you're still going to beat them by rolling over them because you have more money than they do, right? It's called macro, and the understanding of macro actually makes you a good player. But on the flip side of that, you have to learn how to defend that shit. And you have to learn builds, and you have to learn the timings and when the best time to do certain things is.
Yeah, I'm terrible at that.
It's hard. It's hard. Most people are bad at it.
The last really good RTS that I like enjoyed playing by myself was probably Age of Empires 2. And even then, I would send my monk over to like slowly, one by one, convert their entire town like piece by piece. Just the worst way to play the game, and that's how I did it.
Civilization 4 was the best. I would go on full religion benders. I'd be like, "Go forth, my children," and I'd take over towns through religious victory, and I just fortify my towns. Be like, what? I didn't even attack you, bro. Just because you people like me.
Funny thing is, if you played that game competitive, you would get absolutely murdered. There's actually a tournament scene for that game for Age of Empires 2 still going on, and they would just completely destroy you.
What? That's still a thing?
Yeah, it is. It's legitimately a thing. Age of Empires, I believe someone just released a full expansion for it. A free mod. Like, Age of Empires 2 is still very much going. But I think, like, as someone actually suggested in chat, like, the game you guys want to play is Sins of a Solar Empire. Because it's slow as fuck. You spend about 4 hours building up your space empire. And, like, no one attacks each other because they're too busy building up their space empire.
Is that the one that was on Steam?
Yeah, it was on the Steam sale a couple of days ago. Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. It's pretty good. I mean, Anno is a good game to play as well because there's multiplayer in that, and it's like, it's slow, it's methodical, it's mostly about building up an economy. There is some combat, but it's kind of like a side element of the game, really.
Yeah, it's a very small element of the game.
Yeah.
But I've also been kind of playing Assassin's Creed 3 multiplayer. Okay. Like I have a fever.
I just started that a couple of days ago. What do you think about it?
I don't know what you're playing it on. I'm playing
PC.
It on PC.
Yep,
yeah,
same.
the servers are just terrible. Like it's terrible matchmaking. There's nobody playing right now.
Welcome to every Assassin's Creed game on PC, unfortunately.
Yeah. But if there was more people, it'd be more interesting because right now it'll be like me versus 3 other guys, and I know who my target is, so I automatically know who the 2 guys are that are after me as well. So it kind of gets rid of half of the strategy of the game.
Yeah.
But other than that, I really do like it. I just wish more people would play it so that I could get more out of it. And I think the reason why I really like that is because even though you're interacting with other people, there's nobody there calling you a D-bag while you're playing. There's,
Well, then you're not really playing.
Kind of a nice experience.
It's actually, well, it's funny because the entire game mode's based around anonymity. And it also gives you the ability to just go around and stab people and not have to worry about someone raging at you or whatever.
Yeah. And, but the thing is, I'm also finding that the more you go along, the more you realize that everybody's using the same loadout or something very similar to the same loadout. Most people are using the smoke bomb to knock out people when they get too close. A lot of people will either use money bags or, gosh, I can't remember what the other one is, but something to kind of expose people in hidden groups.
Yeah.
And Blender is the other perk that a lot of people will pick automatically as well. So it's kind of rare that you see people really using some of the fun stuff that they added into this one, like the disruption ability, where you can just kind of mess up somebody's visuals. because those powers are really underpowered.
Yeah.
You can still see just fine when your vision is disrupted. So it has some balancing. I wish it was balanced, and I wish there was more people playing. That's about it.
Yeah. I think the problem with Assassin's Creed on PC is that Ubisoft have been on a mission to fuck over the platform since the original, yeah? And they are always late when they release it. They claimed that Assassin's Creed 3 would be a simul release. Was it? No, of course not, because it never is, right? So by the time these things actually make it onto PC, either they've been pirated or they have been bought on console, and then the multiplayer community is fucked from the start. This happened with Brotherhood, this happened with Revelations, and it happened with this as well. Now, I played a ton of Revelations, and I had to really push. Like, I started a campaign on Twitter to get people playing that fucking thing. I said, I'm going online with Revelations right now, come and play with me. Because it was the only way to actually get people playing Revelations online. Wow. And I loved the Revelations multiplayer. I played a bit of Assassin's Creed 3. It seems kind of similar, really. Like, it almost gets me to the point where I'm thinking, maybe the next time it goes on sale, I do a huge campaign for everyone to pick up Revelations and just play that multiplayer. Because it's the same fucking thing, yeah? It's the same game, it's the same game modes, it's got most of the same functionalities. Some of it I actually prefer in Revelations. Like, I'm pretty sure they added the whole heartbeat thing in Assassin's Creed 3, which actually makes spotting your target easier. It's not supposed to be that easy, right? You're supposed to actually use your eyes. You're supposed to be observant in... So, right, let me explain for those who don't know how this works, right? So there's a lot of game modes in Assassin's Creed 3. One of them's called Simple Deathmatch. Simple Deathmatch means that you're going to wander around. You're going to be the only one of a certain kind of character, and the whole world's going to be populated by AI characters to kind of confuse you, yeah? But you will be the only one that looks like this. You are given a target, you have to find him, and then you have to kill him. And when you find him, it's going to put a little highlight around his portrait, and it's going to say, he's in your line of sight, but you've got to figure out where he is, because there's hundreds of people on the screen, so you've got to find him in a crowd, essentially. And then you kill him, or he stuns you. If you try and sneak up on him, he can stun you before you actually stab him, and then you lose your contract. So that's essentially how it works. In Revelations, they added a mechanic whereby you hear whispers if your assassin is near you, which is really cool because it actually adds to the tension without revealing who it is. In this one, they added heartbeats. So if you are nearby your target, you hear heartbeats, which is actually a little bit too much, in my opinion.
I was about to say, yeah.
You don't actually need that. Yeah? You're supposed to be observant, and that's what makes the game really, really cool.
I think they also added in this one not just the whispering sound, but I think it gets exponentially louder and quieter depending how close they are.
You can barely hear it in Revelations. In this, it's really obvious.
And you can see, based on who's closest to you, who's going to be about to smack you in the face. And
it becomes too easy. In my opinion. So, I actually think Revelations has better multiplayer. Like, also, Assassin's Creed 3 multiplayer is really fucking confusing in that its interface is terrible. You load into the game, and it's like, oh, there's a bunch of random icons at the top of the screen. I have no idea what any of these do. And then it's like, oh, here's a skill set, but the skills, you don't get to use them at this level. Here's crafting skills. We're not going to explain what they are at all. And it's, I don't know. But I would still say, like, Assassin's Creed multiplayer is great fun, and it's really unique. It's based on The Ship, which was a game that was published by Ubisoft a long time ago.
I have that. I've yet to play it.
We should play it at some point.
Very bad.
If you were to look at The Ship is the same principle, but it's got some cool elements, like if you kill people with certain weapons, you get more money. So you have to go hunt out the weapon in the first place to get the most money from the kill. And you also have to deal with needs. Like, it's like The Sims, where you have to go to the bathroom, you have to sleep, you have to eat. And also there's a jail mechanic.
You're also actively trying to hunt someone?
Yeah, and someone's actively trying to hunt you, but you don't know who it is that's hunting you.
Players
so
you can have up to,
that sounds awesome.
I don't know, like 8+. The ship's actually really cool. We should do a thing on the ship at some point. Like a multi-perspective ship series. Oh, let's not promise another series. Jesus Christ, we just made one up last week. But like maybe one game of the ship, multi-perspective, I think would be really cool. Yeah. The ship was actually super fun. And I know there's a Kickstarter for a sequel going on right now. So that might be something people want to look at.
Every time you say something, I just go off on... You say Kickstarter, I'm like, hold on, I'll be right back. You say
no.
I just bought Sins of the Solar Empire. I just went and bought it.
Yep. So apparently it was... Oh, it looks like it failed. Like, it failed in a really bad way. That's really unfortunate.
Oh, it's done already?
Yeah. They wanted £128,000. They got £18,000. Like, it was a complete flop. So, that sucks. But Yeah, we could. I actually have like 4 free copies of the ship. I think anyone that has the ship got a bunch of gift copies to give away, so we could totally do the ship. That would be pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've also been tinkering with indie game Snapshot.
I love that game. Well, I love it in the sense that I hate puzzle platformers, but I liked the game when I played it, and I thought, this is kind of unique and has some interesting mechanics.
Yeah, that's basically where I am right now. I'm hoping that it picks up a little bit better, and I don't want to say like it needs to be, mad crazy like Super Meat Boy or anything like that. But I just hope it picks up a little bit.
Not a hard
right now,
game.
Yeah,
but it's a charming game, certainly.
It is. There's something about it that reminds me of the most recent Boy and His Blob, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Art style, maybe. The slower pace of it. I don't know.
Possibly, yeah. And it's a good game. It's still part of the Humble Bundle, I think. So, I believe.
The ship is only $5.
Yep, the ship is a very cheap game, certainly. Oh wow, the Humble Bundle actually
now.
ends in 3 hours. Holy shit, that was quick. So, if you haven't grabbed your Humble Bundle yet, which is Snapshot Closure, Binding of Isaac, Indie Game the Movie, Shank 2, Dungeon Defenders, Legend of Grimrock, Basement Collection, Offspring, Fling, and Cave Story Plus, then I would suggest that you go and do that right now. And oh my god, this is the first time I've seen this. The average Windows purchase is above $6. That's really impressive.
Good job, Windows users.
Well done, guys. You did well. I was pissed that you were the THQ bundle, but now you're cool again. Congratulations.
With the company that
Nazis,
really needed your money.
$3.50.
Yeah, you
like,
fucked them over completely, but oh well. Again, that's really cool. Guys are actually supporting the Humble Bundle in a good way now, so I'm happy about that. It's currently made $2.6 million, so it's hard to complain.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Dodger and Jesse, have you actually played anything this week whatsoever?
I started playing XCOM and I love it.
Okay.
Awesome game.
I was
Awesome game.
expecting to play it a little bit, and then I haven't played it a ton.
No. That's
But
not
I
how
was
XCOM works.
Those types of games I normally don't stick with.
Mhm.
But it's really fun, and I can't quite figure out why I really like it. Currently, Jesse is the strongest member of my squad. He's doing pretty well.
Of
So
course.
Good work.
So good job, Jesse. Muzza Fuzza died really quick. And
Are you playing it in Iron Man mode, where if your people die, they're gone forever?
no, I'm doing it because I'm bad at these games.
Okay.
So since this is my first time playing it, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do easy because I don't know how the difficulty ramps, but it's really easy. So I'll probably go with another one. But Jesse, what's happening? Hi, how are you?
I'm acknowledging my greatness.
Oh, okay. It's just
I put you in
Don't
pink
say
power
that,
armor, and you died within 3 missions, Jesse. Just saying.
Well, sometimes you just have to have a good strategic mind. Lead you.
Yep.
I deliberately had him killed.
Send him out on his own on a mission.
Yeah, more of a cathartic
I
thing.
could have handled
really.
it. I could have handled it.
Snap, snap, snap. Yeah, I think currently the only thing that irritates me about that game is every time I talk to one of the different, if I go to the science bay or the research area,
Yeah.
and the chick just says a little bit of something and then just stands there, and then says a little bit of something and then just stands there, and I'm like, no, just tell me all of the. I have places to be. I have things to do. Can we move this along?
Piece of advice: never listen to the scientist chick. She's wrong about everything. Just FYI.
Oh, okay.
You know how she whines about using explosives?
Science, right?
Yeah.
Fuck that. That's especially in the first few missions. You don't need anywhere close to the number of materials that she thinks you do. So by all means, use grenades all the time, because it's much more important to have soldiers that are alive than to have a few extra materials. So by all means, grenade the shit out of anything you can.
Yeah, RPG those walls and expose the enemies. Do anything you can to win.
Yes. Yeah,
But
breaking
XCOM
cover
is-
is really important.
XCOM's one of
aliens are
those
so
games where you play or you think you're going to play for 5 minutes, and then you look at the clock and it's 3:30 in the morning, and you forgot to walk the dog.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy to me. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna open this up and play a little bit and see how I like it. And then suddenly I needed to go to bed. I was like,
there's-
no, what happened? So yeah, so I'm actually really enjoying that. I think it cracks me up because everybody that I said, oh, I'm gonna try playing XCOM has said, "Oh, that game is so janky, you're gonna hate it," but I love it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you've got to play for quite some time and maybe on a higher difficulty level to really kind of find the jank, because the bullshit increases exponentially the harder you set the game up to be, especially on Iron Man. And what you'll then run into the whole line of sight problem where it's like, I have a perfect shot at this guy, but the game thinks he's in heavy cover from that angle, which is bullshit. And then, oh, this guy just shot me through 3 walls, and then the camera bugs out, and all sorts of other shit happens. Yeah, but you shouldn't really run into those problems too much if you haven't played it for like 90 hours on classic Iron Man.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it's not that it's a bad game. It's just they need to patch it.
Yeah, I like it. I approve of it.
Yeah,
so
it's great
I'm playing that, and I'm trying desperately to get good at Scout on TF2, and it's so hard.
Scout is a tricky character. I practiced the shit out of him for that battle royale I did a while ago, and I had a couple of pros teach me. There's a couple of nice tricks, by the way, that you might want to know. First thing, if you haven't already, turn on damage numbers. Very, very useful. There's an option.
Damage numbers?
Yeah, if you go to the options menu, there's a thing which allows you to turn on the damage numbers, so when you hit, it will show you the damage number. So you know how much damage you've done. Second one is turn on hit confirm. There's a little bell noise when you hit someone.
Oh, I have that.
Yeah, get that.
I totally have that.
And the third one, turn on auto reload. Because as it turns out, auto reload is really useful because you can cancel reload at any time and it never interferes with you firing. So that means most of the time you're always going to have a full clip because it's going to keep reloading for you all the time. So it's really useful for Scout because you can load your scatter gun like with 1 shell at a time. So when you're doing nothing with the gun, it's going to auto-reload for you. So you're always going to have a full clip. And it's really, really helpful. But yeah, the Scout is a fun character. He's tricky. He's really hard.
He's such a glass house. You have to be moving constantly because soldiers explode me every single time. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get right up close and just headshot this guy. And then suddenly I'm dead.
Yeah.
And fire damage. I don't think I've ever played a character where fire damage legitimately can just kill you.
Yeah, it can.
I'm just like, oh no, a pyro set me on fire. I better run away and see if I can find some. Oh, I'm dead.
Dead. Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's the other thing that I've been doing. I've been thinking about just while I'm trying to learn Scout, just streaming and maybe seeing if like anybody in chat.
Oh yeah.
Scout.
There's actually there's a lot to it when it comes down to actually playing Scout in TF2.
Yeah.
And you know, it does take a little bit of practice, but you'll eventually like learn that finishing people off with the pistol is really, really good from a range because it's actually surprisingly accurate, and you can spam it really fast, and it's got like no recoil at all. So it's really, really good to pick people off with that, and the scatter gun is super effective at certain ranges. So yeah, it's a fun game. It's TF2 is something I dip into every now and again. I usually play a demo night and smash people into walls and charge as an angry Scotsman.
Demo nights and Huntsman. I hate both of those. Anytime I see a sniper with the bow and arrow, I'm
Huntsman,
like,
just gonna lead that target, man. Just gonna lead that target. That's how it is.
So
he says he randomly spams arrows and gets crits with them.
Right.
It's pretty terrible.
That's what I've been doing. What about you, Jesse?
You've been on the houseboat, haven't you?
No, I decided for my New Year's resolution that this year I was just going to work on improving Jesse, making Jesse a better human being. So day one was I'm not going to touch a video game. I didn't play anything yesterday, and I feel really good about it.
So you didn't do your job, and that made you a better human being.
It made me feel better. I didn't do anything on the 31st either. That's 2 days I took off, and I was like, you know what? Balls to it. I just don't. I feel really good about that. I did nothing. More than that, I loved doing nothing. It felt really good.
I don't blame you.
I will say, though, I want to amend my game of the year.
What? You're not allowed to do that. It's 2013 now. Fuck you.
Well, then this is the game of the year for 2013. Game of the year 2013.
Well, that's early. Okay.
Game of the year 2013 is the last 5 minutes of Double Dragon Neon, which may be the greatest ending in video game history.
Game. Just the ending.
No, just the last 5 minutes. It beats the end of Portal as far as over the top hilarious song ending. When you beat the bad guy, he sings you a rock ballad as he falls to his death. But the stuff he says, like he's like, "I'll give you an achievement," and an achievement pops up on the screen. You get it. It's amazing. It's the culmination of the greatest thing in the world. It's too funny, and yeah, so that guy wins. That's my best game of the year, 2013. The last 5 minutes of Double Dragon Neon.
You did it, Double Dragon.
That may be the last game that I actually played, because everything else since I was gone was just pre-recorded stuff, and I'm okay with that. I could quit gaming right now because of that, because that ending was the best ending in a. Before I thought Final Fantasy VI had the best ending because it was 30 minutes long and glorious, but this beats it. This beats it. It's real funny. So
Aw.
that's my thing. That's it. I haven't played anything, so video games. I don't know nothing about nothing.
So someone pointed out something interesting, by the way. That Iron Brew is illegal because it has a certain food coloring that is banned in the US. So you've essentially imported illegal drugs into the country. The coloring in question is called Poncio 4R, I believe. And it is a possible cause of hyperactivity.
Go on.
And I believe it is banned in the US, although the European Food Safety Agency found that the research was ambiguous and inconclusive. So, but
What you're saying is I'm breaking the law right now.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. It's
all rabble.
how delicious is that illegality?
I am so bad, ladies.
Watch out, guys. We got a badass over here.
That was really good.
It had to be done.
You don't even know. I'm trouble. You don't want to tell your parents about me. Random girl in chat.
This is
I
getting.
assume there's at least one.
This is
Look,
getting
there's one.
close to areas I don't want it to. It sounds like a really good time to go to a break.
Speaking of
Move
getting
on.
close to area, what?
We'll be right back. No, we should not click the link. Welcome back to the Game Station podcast.
I'm clicking it. You can't stop me.
Damn
Oh
it!
crap! Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is.
I'm letting you know this is it's an amazing song.
I will play.
Amazing.
I will play it after we've done this segment. I will play it in the break. I'll make it happen.
It's so good. It's so good. It's
So-
the best end
so
song
good.
ever, to anything. Because he rehashes the entire game, and it's so wonderful as he falls to his death. It's so good.
So it's actually gonna spoil everybody on how.
Yeah.
the
Oh
game
yeah.
goes.
I'll spoil the entire
The
game,
intricate
but-
plot of Double Dragon Neon.
Right?
Yes.
I know.
Double Dragon Neon, for those who aren't aware, has a giant plant that when you defeat one of its levels becomes a shark head, and then when you defeat the other one, it becomes a dinosaur head that shoots laser beams. It's wonderful.
It sounds
It's
My
amazing.
favorite. My favorite part about Double Dragon Neon is when you go into outer space and they're like, "Oh no, out of oxygen," and then they fight the rest of the
What?
Yeah.
That sounds like
Level-
Neon to me. Yeah.
Level
Kind of
2
incredible.
is like you start level 2 and then you get to the end like we found the dojo and it just blasts off into space and that's level 2 and from that point on you're like this game's gonna be badass. Like if you can get over the fact that it's just Double Dragon except they just were like we're gonna go above and beyond and make it ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
It's
actually been absurd, it would appear. So I think it was free on PS Plus, wasn't it?
It's still on PlayStation Plus for free.
Yeah.
If you want to go there now, best $4.99 or whatever it is a month you'll spend. PlayStation Plus.
PlayStation Plus is legitimately good, and you're very, very silly if you don't have it. You
I
just get so
still
many
don't
free
have
games.
it.
You
I'm
get so
so
many free
dumb.
games. It's crazy.
I know.
But-
I'm so dumb.
But Jake Kaufman, the guy who made all the music for it, who is pretty famous on the interwebs for making music, he that Final Fantasy VI music thing they had on Kickstarter when they said you could pick someone to do like if you donate enough money, which I funded that heavily, and if you donated enough, they would let you you could pick one of the people on the album to remake a song for you. I selected Jake Kaufman to remake or create a master mix of Dynasty Warriors music. I feel like that needs to exist. No one's done a remix of Dynasty Warriors music. I want 35 minutes of just all Dynasty, like, I want that more than life itself. That's my, I want that. I want to be a patron of that. I feel like I'm an old Italian patron, and this is my gift to the world.
Mhm.
When I die, I want this to be left behind for mankind.
There's nothing
Well,
like that on OC Remix or anything.
No, there's nothing like that, which is why it needs to exist. Mankind needs this.
There's seriously no Dynasty Warriors music on OC Remix.
Well, there is, but not a giant mega mix of all the songs put
There
together.
actually isn't. Like, if I look for Dynasty Warriors, there is nothing there for OC Remix
Really?
at all.
There's a few. There's a few remixes of Lu Bu's stuff because that's like a theme song everyone knows, even if you don't know Dynasty Warriors. But other than that, no. That's why I'm like, it needs to exist. Jake Kaufman, I'm calling you out. Work with me on this. That's how I get people. I'm calling you out.
If you don't work with me, you're a dummy.
If you're a real man, you'll work with me on creating a masterpiece.
That you will. All right, let's do some news, shall we? There's not really a
Always
lot.
makes fun of me for eating on this.
As well, you should. You're not supposed to be eating on the show. I've got like these. I think these are boneless wings. We just gave
I'd like
in
to
and ordered
point
Pizza
out,
Hut last night.
Jesse
They're right
ate
there,
an
and I can't eat them.
entire candy bar.
Yeah, but that was for
Oh,
entertainment purposes.
whoa,
That
whoa,
appears to be healthy
whoa.
stuff. Like, for one, it's in a Tupperware container, which probably means it's healthy. Secondly,
Yeah.
that looks salad-like.
Yeah, calm down, fatty. It's okay.
Tupperware equals
beans?
healthy. I like
Is that green
logic.
beans?
No,
What is
it's
it?
cashew chicken and rice.
It's reasonably healthy. It's
Mm-hmm.
carb-loaded, but it's reasonably healthy.
It's really good.
Does it also have that effect on you if you eat it? Because that's a bit weird.
I was trying to display my swagger, but I don't have a lot of it. So.
Apparently, you do not possess the requisite amount
Swagger
of
jacker.
swag.
We've described this. You are a swagger. You lack all swag, and so you jack it. Swagger
So I jack
jacker.
other people's swag.
Oh.
Ha 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 ha. Jack my swag.
.com.
Hashtag swagger jacker.
No. All right. So, a news article. This is how bad it's getting, because all the news sites are kind of restarting again now, and they're like, oh god, we desperately need to find something to talk about. So let's talk about our analysis of Metacritic, and the opinion that there weren't as many good games in 2012, because Metacritic says so, because the very popular, and unjustifiably so, site, no personal opinion or bias involved in that, of course, reports that there has been a drop in 90% review averages. And that has been across the board over 2012. They also report that downloadable games proved to be the best received exclusive titles. So if you want some numbers, I can provide. In 2012, 18 console, PC, or handheld games received a 90-plus review average, 14 of those being console games. In 2011, 32 games surpassed the 90 mark, 23 of them console titles, and that's kind of about it. As regards to which ended up being the best, well, the top 4 PlayStation 3 games, apparently Journey, Dyad, The Unfinished Swan, and Retrograde were all downloadable exclusives. On the 360, Trials Evolution and Fez were first and second spots, respectively. The 3DS and PlayStation Vita saw some downloadable only titles highly recommended.
I can't believe the Unfinished Swan got on that list. I'm
I've
sorry, creators
never-
of Unfinished Swan. I'm sorry. I think that your game was a cool idea. I just didn't enjoy playing it.
Can you,
Love
can you
God.
tell,
Was that
can
the
you
one
tell
that
me
was
about
all
it?
White and you had to. Is this the one she described to us? It was like a white canvas and you had to paint it black.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, "What the hell kind of
You
game
had-
is this?"
You had to splatter
Were you
paint
there for
in order
that?
to get like through.
I don't
the
think I
Watch
remember
the
maybe
trailer.
being there.
If you watch the trailer for it, it gives you a really clear idea of what the game is. But
I vividly remember this game because it didn't make any sense to me. I was like, "What do you do?"
see, and it's on a list of like best PS3 downloadable games. I got frustrated with it so quick.
Well, is that one of the reasons, I guess, why... I'm just looking through the exclusives, and the PlayStation 3 exclusives this year were mostly downloadable games. You know, and Journey was easily, like, the best one. There's no real question about that. And then, as you said, the Unfinished Swan was there as well. But and what good AAA exclusives has the PS3 had in 2012?
None that I'm aware of.
None?
PlayStation All Stars.
Technically wasn't a PS3 exclusive because it's a Vita version.
Wait, hold on. Can we go back to the first segment? Because I played a
No!
lot of PlayStation All Stars.
No, we can't. Fuck you.
I'm really good at it.
No,
now.
stop ruining my format.
I'm good at.
No,
I'm good at
you're
Toro.
not. You're terrible. Quit it.
No.
No.
No, I'm very good at.
I challenge thee, motherfucker.
I will star all up. I'll go
I
Captain
will
Caveman on your ass.
Stomp your ass with the mascot that no one knows about.
Toro. I play as Toro. Only Toro. That's
You only play Toro. Okay. I'll play a better character.
There is no better character. So you've
Are we,
lost already.
are we good? Can we move on?
Look,
Are
we
are we
are
good?
pissing contest over here, ma'am. I know you don't understand how that works. Go back and eat your cashew chicken, communist. I'm gonna have some more of this now.
Wait, wasn't one of the side
It's known to
effects?
cause hyperactivity.
Well, as it turns out, combining a boost with Iron Brew is a terrible idea. Well, we successfully identified something that can turn Jesse into worse Jesse. Unbelievable. Anyway, no, we are sticking with the title. So I'm trying to think of like PS. We're talking about PS3 exclusives in 2012 that were actually any good. Why can't I think of any? Aside, of course, from All Stars, which is technically not an exclusive because it's on the Vita as well.
I don't think they're. I mean,
We're all
willing to look
Googling
for a
this
list,
now, aren't we?
but
Yeah, I'm going to the
no,
according. Oh yeah, according to there's an IGN list that was out in April of supposedly like really good PS3 exclusives that were coming along. Closure was not an exclusive. Atelier Meru, The Apprentice of Ireland, I've never even freaking heard of before and probably never came here. Datura, I've never heard of. Doctor Who and the Eternity Clock. Yeah, right, yeah.
Tokyo Jungle. Tokyo Jungle.
Tokyo, all right, actually, Tokyo Jungle is probably the best example. Dust 514 never came out this year. What else? Journey? Yeah, okay, you know, we've talked about Journey. Journey was probably the best exclusive there. So there's some random JRPG shit that never got there. Little Big Planet Karting, I don't think really qualifies. Mugen Souls is all right. Ninokuni never came out this year either. So Papa and Yo actually ended up being awful. The Ratchet and Clank collection, you can't really that's not a PS3 exclusive, for fuck's sake. Those are a bunch of PS2 games. Resident Evil Chronicles HD collection is a bunch of remade Wii games. Sly Cooper Thief of Time, that didn't actually come out, did it? That's not out yet. Or is it? Yeah, so over Starhawk, actually, there you go. There's an actual PS3 exclusive that nobody bought. Starhawk.
I was gonna say, did anyone play that?
Yeah, I played it. It's fucking brilliant. It's a really, really good game. Also, Twisted Metal. That was a great game, too. Once again, a game that nobody
Twisted Metal
bought.
was great.
Yeah. So overall, like, exclusives have been pretty bad this year for the PS3, as far as I'm concerned. Pretty bad.
Did you guys honestly think that 2013 was a worse year than 2012, though? Like, based on what...
Well, 2013's only been happening for 2 days so far. Yeah, it's been a pretty bad year.
Bad year so far.
But you know what I mean.
Yes,
Do you think
yeah.
2012 was worse than 2011?
It's hard to say really because I think there was just this overall feeling of malaise, this kind of malaise over everyone where it said, "Oh, but 2012 was a really bad year for video games." Like, it really fucking wasn't. Like, we had some really great video games.
I liked a lot of games this year. I feel like.
Yeah. Just also,
But you're focusing on one console's exclusives. And
no, we're not. We're not though. I mean, that was just one example. I mean, exclusives in general, I would say, have probably been weaker this year. Like, there's been less of them. And the ones that have been coming out haven't really been all that great. I mean, the Vita's a great example of fucked-ups in that regard. Like, PS Vita exclusives that ended up being fucking terrible. And a lot of games that were exclusive to console ended up on PC or ended up on handhelds or even on iOS devices. Yes, Dodger.
Okay, so can we talk about... Because I know that a lot of people trust Metacritic. I get that.
And they shouldn't.
But...
Wait a minute.
Hold on, let me ask my question! Stop. Hold yourself. So
You cashew-eating motherfucker.
So, who decides on these scores, and what are their criteria for the scores? Do we know that? Because
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean?
What, how the Metacritic
Metacritic's-
system works? Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy probably knows it inside out, so by all means.
Yeah, Metacritic actually, what they do is you have to apply to become a reviewing site for Metacritic.
Yep.
And in order to be a reviewing site approved by Metacritic, you've got to fit like a criteria of about 15 items long. So you've got to use a numeric or an alphabetic rating system. God, what are some of the other questions that they actually ask. There's a bunch of breakdowns, but basically one of the largest is it has to be a numeric system. You have to say like what system you've tested it on, et cetera, et cetera. So you apply once you meet this criteria, and then they decide whether or not you're part of the Metacritic system.
Yeah,
And then
that's
they
it.
average all of the scores that everybody gives together.
And they average all the scores. Now, the kind of nice thing about it, and what might actually have an effect on this article in particular, is Metacritic changes who is actually a reviewing site for them and who is not a reviewing site for them all the time. So one site who is a Metacritic reviewer might not be a Metacritic reviewer for them again next year because they might not have done enough reviews in a year, or what they actually reviewed was either too many 100s or too many zeros along those lines. So they reevaluate that all the time.
However, the downside. Sorry, Dodger, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, do we think that there's a possibility that the more that games are incorporating like DLC and DRM, there are reviewers that are getting more upset and focusing on that and giving things lower scores?
We've had a pretty rough year for DLC, especially stuff that was supposed to be on the disc. Street Fighter X Tekken, Resident Evil 6, and pretty much a lot of Capcom shit got hammered pretty hard for this, and rightfully so, because this stuff was already done, or at least 95% complete, was on the disc, and then was sold later on. Not to mention the fact...
with Mass Effect 3 as well. I mean, that was a huge debacle.
Don't even get me started on that. That would be a bad idea. I've done that to death. But yeah, there's also one other thing I want to point out about Metacritic, and there is the positive side that they do rotate the reviewers out. The negative side, however, is twofold. One, their arbitrary 100 system doesn't actually apply very well to any site that uses either out of 10 or out of 5 rating systems, because a 5-star out of 5 is not the same as 100%, and a 10 out of 10 is not the same as 100%, yeah? 100% is a rating that you should be giving a perfect game. A 10 out of 10 is not given to a perfect game, because the scale that is being used there is less accurate. So the problem is that Metacritic doesn't give a shit. So it basically gives, like, anytime Giant Bomb gives a 5-star, Metacritic reads that as 100%, which is absolutely not what it is. The second problem with it is that they weight sites in a hidden way to actually indicate what the average is. So certain sites are given more weight towards the average than others. It's not a straight-up average at all. It's this complex algorithm that no one gets to see. So the whole thing is manipulated, and essentially Metacritic has a huge amount of control, and as we saw this year and last year, studios were actually actively punished for certain Metacritic scores. The Obsidian guys got fucked out of their bonus because the Metacritic score says 84, not 85. Their contract said they had to get 85 in order to get the bonus, but Metacritic arbitrarily decided that some of these ratings actually meant more than they really did, so it ended up being 84. And also, controversy this year we had with Natural Selection. That was, I believe it was it Game Trailers review? I'll find it in a second. So there was this site that reviewed Natural Selection 2 in a pretty shitty way and gave it a bad score based on a complete lack of understanding of the game. I think it could have been GameSpot, because I know GameSpot gave it 60, and that, which is a really, really awful rating. Yeah, I think it was GameSpot that fucked them on this one. Yeah, that's pretty bad. So, and the problem is the actual reviewer clearly hadn't actually played the game, and they also used really old footage that didn't actually match up to what was going on with the review itself. So the game was represented in a really bad way because the guy just didn't understand how it worked. Yeah, and Metacritic only publishes the first review. Like, if you take back a review and redo it, Metacritic refuses to take down the original review. They will not do it under any circumstances. Yeah. So basically, this GameSpot review sticks out like a sore thumb, and is because it's GameSpot, it's pretty weighted. This pulled the Metacritic score down pretty badly, and is actually a very large, very prominent score for that game. And it is the only score that is outside of the green range. The lowest review aside from that was a 75, which is still within the green range. Yeah, this was the only mixed review that the game got. So overall, I mean, it's really hard to actually say a thing about this whole, there were less good games this year, because Metacritic is a completely arbitrary system to rate that by, because they change their algorithm all the fucking time. They change which sites they pay attention to. They change what is essentially, a 5-star score into 100% or a 3-star score into 60%, neither of which are right. So the whole thing is just, I feel that even putting any emphasis on this whatsoever is completely foolhardy, in my opinion.
Yeah, and on the flip side, on the reviewer side of it, we've actually caught some flack from developers and publishers who would say we'd love to send you a review copy, but if you're not on Metacritic, we really can't do anything for you because we're getting leaned on by our investors, and they want our stuff only seen by people who are Metacritic,
Oh,
critics.
interesting.
I fucking hate that.
That's so silly.
I want Metacritic destroyed. I mean, I'll make it abundantly clear right now. Like, the games section of Metacritic needs to be completely destroyed. I would love for all of the major sites to suddenly stop giving scores. Or to start fucking around with the scores. Like, randomly arbitrary bullshit. Completely change the scores around and make Metacritic worthless. Because Metacritic
2
is...
out of 10.
Yeah, it is of no use to anybody. It is a useless fucking site for games. And it does more damage to the industry than it helps. Yes, Jesse.
I believe Dodger's original discussion point had to do with why people still go there and what the reasoning is. And I'd just like to bring it back to that for a minute. I feel like...
Just
The
get the
answer's
show back
quite-
on topic. This is incredibly rare.
The answer is quite simple. The answer is quite simple, and we don't really need to go off topic. Much like RottenTomatoes.com, it is a simple aggregate place where one person can go, type in the name of something, and find a general review without having to do much work. It's a lazy man's reviewing process, where rather than go look up every person's review on the subject, you can find all of them in one place, and this site for you will, like you said, it will take a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 and put it into something a little bit easier out of 100. It may not be accurate, but they did it for me, so I don't really have to care.
Yeah.
And you go there, you spend 3 seconds looking, and then you move on with your life, whether you care about the game or not. You've decided then. And that's why Metacritic has the power it does, much like Rotten Tomatoes. Every
Because
time a
people are
movie comes
lazy
out,
fucks, basically.
I'm that way with movies. When a movie comes out, I
But
will
Rotten
always go to
Tomatoes is a better
Tomatoes.
system, though. It's a straight-up better system than Metacritic because it doesn't rely on this ridiculous averaging and arbitrary algorithms. It relies on a very simple metric, which is likes versus dislikes. That's it. That's all it is. Like, you can't game the Rotten Tomatoes system.
Oh, it has like a star number, doesn't it? Like people can
Rotten
give it-
Tomatoes?
No, it's
Yeah.
percentage-based like to dislike.
But the thing
Really?
is it's even more difficult. But here's the thing: Rotten Tomatoes is even more difficult because reviewers don't.
I don't
give,
go to Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know if you can tell.
Reviewers give stuff either out of 5 stars or they don't even give a star review. They just say whether they like it. And Rotten Tomatoes picks and chooses. There's sometimes where the review is listed as rotten, but you read the review and the guy says like 2 things he doesn't like, but the rest of it's really positive. So it suffers from the same problems. It all has to do with the fact that people are lazy as shit and would rather get something quick rather than actually look up information. It's Cliff Notes, basically. It's Cliff Notes of having to do real work on the internet. And that's what it comes down to, and that's why Metacritic was I don't know if they were the first, but they were the biggest to do it for video games. And so now they sort of run the show, and it's kind of like a deal with it situation. And the fact that gaming companies are getting behind them, giving them more influence. So that's what it comes down to. It has nothing to do with some big evil scheme. It's just people are lazy, and people will always be lazy. That's like, if you can do it fast and get the same results, why bother? I mean, that's a lot of people's belief.
Yeah, the thing is that if it was only that, it wouldn't be a problem. The problem is that it's more than that. It's direct manipulation of scores by a very small group of people that has unprecedented control. We're talking about a company that now has the control to make or break a studio. It has the control as to whether or not a sequel will happen based on an arbitrary score that they themselves have direct control over. Tell me there is not a huge fucking conflict of interest there. Tell me that that is not utterly ridiculous and that no company should have that control.
There's a conflict of interest in reviewing in general when the company sends you review copies.
Not really.
I
mean,
don't
that happens.
think so.
No. We can just buy the game. It's really not that difficult. I mean, you seem to think that...
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about if
we're
I
talking
run a
about
website-
anybody. I'm talking about any
if the
reviewer.
companies- Really? So you're saying that websites out there, when they get, say, advertising dollars from, let's say,
That's
Halo 4,
not what you just
they're
said,
not
though.
going to lick a little more
You,
Halo 4
you didn't
balls?
just
You're
say
telling
that.
me that's-
You didn't just say that, though. You said review copies. You were very specific.
Well,
So
if I get a review copy and then they advertise on my channel...
that's not the same thing, though. Those are two separate things. So review copies are very, very common. They're given out to make sure that you can actually get reviews out prior to the game going on sale. Because if you didn't do that, then you get people pre-ordering, you get people buying game sight unseen, which for a $60 product is fucking dumb, right? So that's why people get review copies. And then you're talking about advertising on the channel. Now, that's a completely different thing, especially when you bear in mind YouTube as well. Like, if you were to look at, say, let's have a look at a site like Rock, Paper, Shotgun, yep? So currently on Rock, Paper, Shotgun, there is a big splash advertisement for the Mass Effect animated movie, yeah? And if you go on there any other time, there's ads for, like, Chivalry, various other games. War Z had one up there for a while, actually, of all things. And Eurogamer kind of does the same thing, and IGN does the same thing. But then if you look at YouTube advertising, we have no control over that. So if Halo 4 advertises on my channel, I get paid, but I get paid in the same way as if L'Oreal advertised on my channel. And actually, I get more L'Oreal ads than I get fucking Halo ads. Yeah, I guess they realized it was pointless to advertise a console
Herbal
game.
Essences commercials.
Pretty
are just,
much,
like,
yeah, you know.
being washed by all of these sexy men.
What point are you making here? I
point-
still don't follow what you're trying to say.
The point that I'm
all.
making is that you can't say the same thing about a review copy and claim that that's a conflict of interest as you can about advertising. And even if you do talk about advertising, you've got to be very careful about the way that things are done there, because a lot of ads are served by a completely different company, and you are not getting direct
YouTube,
sponsorship
maybe,
dollars.
But
And on various websites as well. Most websites are handled by various advertising and marketing agencies.
Okay. I completely disagree.
I want to know what the conflict of interest thing that you're talking about is something that's like, that's been one of the biggest controversies this year, right? The idea that game publisher and developer advertising dollars are being given to sites which also review video games. And yeah, there is a potential conflict of interest there. There's no question.
Yes, there is. Okay, continue, please. I'm glad we're on that same page.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, that's fine, but you started with review copies and have now conveniently shoved that under the rug. That we need review copies to review video games.
I agree. I completely agree. That
Okay,
is
cool.
absolutely true.
We're on the
With
same
that
page.
said, however, the relationships that need to be formed to get said review copies, a lot of the times, lead to, if you want more future review copies.
So, Randy,
I'm saying.
Randy,
How many games have you bashed and been like, fucking garbage? And then they were like, let's send him another review copy
all of them.
of another game.
That happens.
All of them.
That happens.
Pretty much all of them. So, Randy, Elder Geek has actually been on, over the past year, like our channel and basically Chris, the Romanian beast, has been working as our PR and has been making the inroads with pretty much all these companies. So, like, I've now got Ubisoft on board, EA on board, and Square Enix, and a bunch of other companies that are now willing to send me, like, AAA review copies. Elder Geek, on the other hand, like, you've been in this business a lot longer than I have, and you know an awful lot more about how the review system actually works and how the pre-release copies thing actually works. So, why don't you explain how it actually works? Like this, because this is something that would be really interesting to everybody, and I think that to some degree, actually does counteract Jesse's point.
In order to get a wow, we still don't get too many pre-releases either. Honestly, in order to get a pre-release copy, you almost need to be a bigger site in general. A lot of places like Ubisoft and EA are actually really hard to get a hold of by smaller groups like myself. You could write to them, you could call them, you could send them chocolates if you wanted to, and they might not even pay attention to you until you can prove that you are getting X number of views on either your YouTube page, Facebook page, Twitter followers, or on your actual main site itself. Then when it honestly comes time to actually getting review copies from them, it's pretty, from my experience, it's been pretty faceless. It's just you get mass form emails from them. They're like, here's your review copy, form name Randy, and here's your download code, and then go forth and review.
Yep.
And I really want to say the time, like a long time ago when I was like, oh my gosh, I got a free review copy. That is a long time past. Now it's like, okay, here's another game that I got to throw onto the list because as soon as I'm done with that, I got to go right into game Z, game Y.
And I've got to think about the embargoes and make sure that, if I know something's going to get a lot of views, like if there's something big coming up, then I need to move my schedule around because I've just got a pre-release review copy and the embargo is this time, so I've got to make sure my video is done for that. And funnily enough, like the whole embargo thing is about the only confirmation and communication you have with these guys. They'll send you a little sheet of paper that says, the press embargo is on this date, please do not release footage before it. And and maybe they send you a reviewer's guide, which more often than not has some basic stuff, like if there's something unintuitive about the game, they'll explain it, which is great, because then I can explain what's unintuitive about the game. So I think that might backfire on them somewhat there.
And point out how it's unintuitive.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this was so unintuitive, they actually had to send me a guide as to how it works. But, yeah, and that's pretty much it. Like, that's the relationship. It doesn't go any further than that. Unless, of course, you're going to all these fucking press events, and we invite you to this launch party. Like, I would be invited to launch parties all the time. And I'm like, why? What the why am I going to waste my time going to a launch party for one video game? I can make videos about 4 other video games in that time. And I don't have to get on a plane, and I don't have to swag around with you fucks, and I can actually get some work done. So why am I being invited to this shit?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when it's done, I honestly just drop an email, and I'm like, video went live. Here's the link to it.
Yeah.
Here's the link, and if you want, here's the transcript from my voiceovers. You know, if you wanted to possibly do a pulled quote.
Oh wow,
or
you
not.
actually send them the transcripts, Jesus.
Yeah. When I'm, because for my reviews, I honestly write out the script ahead of time, and then.
That's easy enough then. Man, if I did that for mine, it would take me like 2 days per video. That would be terrible. But
do you do all yours like right off the top of your head?
All mine's live. All of it.
I couldn't do that. Too many ers and uhs, and I'd say too many stupid things.
Yeah. a wasted youth on broadcasting on the internet about video games. Simple as that. But yeah, I mean, Jesse, you've actually dealt with some companies as well. Like you went to go see the Elder Scrolls, and you've also had some pre-release copies. Like, how's your experience been? Because it seems like your experience with it has kind of changed your attitude to the relationship, I suppose, between reviewers, publishers, and developers. So I'd like to hear your view.
I have. You know, I do it because it's fun, and only the people that contact me are the people that I pre-love. So no one, like, I don't have anyone who's like, hey, we've never seen you play our game, so why don't you try this out? I've never had that, so I don't know anything how that is. But I would like to get back to that point earlier. It seems like if you're a giant gaming company, the relationship you have with, giant gaming website, the relationship you have with gaming companies is, if a big release is coming out and you don't get that release, you are screwed. Like, that is...
Not anymore. Like, I would say if you said that a couple of years ago, you'd be absolutely correct. And this was a big discussion a few years ago as well, because the priority was first review, most important review. But the thing is that print media has pretty much gone the way of the dodo in gaming. And written stuff on websites and these little, like, 5-minute reviews and things that appear on IGN, far less important now than in-depth playthrough stuff. Because, like, the popularity of Let's Play and the popularity of First Impressions, way bigger. Like if you were to... No, seriously, like, if you were to look at the views on my videos versus IGN's, like, I can pretty much crush IGN now, and I'm not the only one able to do it. Like, Angry Joe does it all the time. Angry Joe puts out reviews a week after the game comes out. It gets more views than the vast majority of these big websites do now. And I think because people, they're not about the first anymore. People are actually savvy. They realize that these early reviews can actually be more positive than they should be, and they're wait for someone they trust.
That shouldn't be connected.
I don't think so.
Dots that shouldn't. I don't know if you can translate that all into YouTube video viewership, but you do have quite the viewership. However, I don't know if I would say that then translate that no one gives 2 shits about those other websites now. I don't know if I would say that.
It's not a case of them not giving 2 shits about it. It's a case of them being far less important than they were 2 years ago.
I would say they're less important, but I still think that earlier reviews still get almost a lion's share of the reviews.
Yeah, they get more, but it's not as ridiculous. I mean, it used to be an exclusive review would be the thing which defined your opinion on the video game. Yeah? And years ago, like I remember the whole PC Gamer, there was actually a big controversy surrounding PC Gamer and Hellgate London. Yeah. They got Hellgate London earlier. They got an exclusive on it, more so than anyone else, and they gave it a review which it blatantly does not deserve. Yeah, I think they gave it something like...
Wouldn't you say that's a conflict of interest?
Yeah, 2 years ago. Again, this is out-of-date information. Like, this was more than 2 years ago, in fact. When the fuck did Hellgate come out? Was that 2008? Yeah. No, 2007. So this was 5 years ago, Jesse. It's not the same thing now. Yeah, there were...
My bad. We're just much better at keeping it under the rug now.
What?
The cocaine habits?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Like, the Iron Brew habits?
Keep it under the rug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All those illegal colors you've imported in the country, Jesse.
Like, shh, don't say a thing symbol. Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah.
We got this. It's cool.
I'm just saying, there's a distinct conflict of interest. Just because in the world of YouTube such a thing might not exist, the rest of the internet still has like this. It's a thing that exists, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that there's the potential for it to become a bad thing. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying people are doing it. I'm saying the potentiality. That's a word. Look it up. For such a thing to happen is there.
I'm looking it up.
There's always going to be
Don't
potential
look it
for
up.
that kind of thing to happen in pretty much every circumstance. And honestly, like when it comes down to YouTube, there's all sorts of potential for abuse because a big website, if it loses its reputation, is kind of fucked, right? Especially when it comes to journalism. This random commentator, let's just like pull a random commentator off my head. Toby Turner. Yeah, there's a random commentator, and I say random commentator because it's not his job to review games, and his opinion on a video game is pretty much irrelevant to even the people that watch him. Yeah, they watch him for his comedy, and because he fucks around in video games, and because they like his personality, right? And because he sings every now and again. They don't come to him for in-depth analytics.
He does sing sometimes.
He does, yes, and he's pretty good at it. It doesn't come down to analytical opinion. So surely, as a person like that, you have the opportunity to shill like you've never shilled before. And no one really can think any less of you for it, because it's not actually your job, to be honest, about video games at all. So that's a possibility, yeah. But I would think that, it's just, the problem I've got with your opinion is that it's a kind of out of date. I mean, this is a concern that came up like 5 years ago, the whole Metacritic gaming stuff, the whole exclusivity and embargo deals. I mean, this was happening with like Assassin's Creed 2 and Hellgate. It's not really happening anymore.
It's just not being reported that it's happening.
Well, no, this has actually been a year where games journalism has been scrutinized more so than anything else, thanks to the whole issue that I think most of you know about with, what was his face, Rab Florence and Eurogamer and the whole Square Enix thing.
Strange, I seem to recall that had to do with a girl saying how much she loves something because she wanted to get something for free or something along those. Isn't that a conflict of interest, DB?
Yes. But that's not even about getting a review copy. That's about getting a free PS3 that you can sell for money. You're focused
on my example, not my actual point. But I understand.
The thing is, I don't disagree with your point necessarily, though. It's all down to the way that you're actually presenting it. I mean, the whole free
Thank you for editing my point, but you're right. I agree. My rough draft was incorrect. I will since change it before I publish it in the Journal of Gaming Medicine, and I will let them know.
This is a live broadcast, by the way, and you don't get to change your mind in like the course of 5 minutes.
TotalBiscuit, Bane.
Just FYI, and I'm not editing it out of the podcast. So
you don't have to edit anything out. I just my initial.
Oh, it's backwards.
So my initial
your initial point was bullshit, though, because your initial point was review copies are a conflict of interest, which is the most ridiculous thing I've heard in a while. And now you switch.
What?
It's not a conflict of interest. We already explained how this is not a conflict of interest. If you're going to make the example with What's-Her-Face with the free PS3, you don't think she was actually wanting a free PS3 so she could review games on it. She works for fucking Eurogamer. She already has this. She wanted it so she could sell it.
Yes, for money.
You can't sell review code. It goes under your fucking Steam account. You can't sell that shit. It's completely different.
You are focused on the
That's not an example. That was the entire basis of your original point.
But since then, I have expanded it to fit your unbreaking will of refusing to go with
being right. Yes. So you've moved.
Well, you're trying to save an industry that is full of itself, and I refuse to be a part of it.
I just honestly though, with all of this going on, with everybody kind of getting up in arms about games journalism being corrupt and everything, I wish that viewers would stop demanding such early reviews. I wish people would sit back and look and be like, hey, I'm not going to even think about pre-ordering a game until I watch TotalBiscuit's video or I watch some videos.
It's a fair fucking point, isn't it? It's like, stop pre-ordering video games, you dumbasses. There is no benefit to it whatsoever.
Let us review the game first so you know if it's shit or not.
Yeah, why would you buy a
Amazon, you get $10 off your next purchase.
So you can pre-order yet another game which will disappoint you.
Like
wonderful. Fucking wonderful. It's actually a fair point that's been brought up here. It's like, none of this would be a fucking problem if people would just be patient and wait. Right? Don't pre-order a video game. There's no benefit to you doing so. Oh, you get a fucking skin and a 2-day experience boost. Like, if there was 100% chance that you were going to buy the game, anyway, sure, pre-order. But why don't you just wait? You'll probably get it cheaper.
Yeah.
You'll know the full problems with it. And you can wait for patches if there was a problem on day one. Day one purchases are just dumb. It's a complete waste of time. So it would be wonderful if consumers figured this out. I don't know why, but... yeah.
Especially if you're a PC gamer, if you wait 6 months, you might get the game for half
$5
off,
or
Yeah,
$5, most likely.
So just show some patience. I mean, we get it once in a while, though. Why haven't you reviewed this game yet? Well, it just came out today. I just started the game.
Yeah, it's a fucking hell, guys. Come on. So basically, yeah, it's all consumers' fault, and fuck Metacritic. That's...
Every time you guys fight, it looks like Jesse is plotting his revenge, like, instantly. TB moves on. He's like, all right, I'm done.
I want to see Jesse do
gonna say
more of
other
this,
things.
like more of the beard stroke action.
I've learned dealing with TB that he reaches a point where it's impossible to continue the conversation, so you might as well just shut up and let it pass.
100% win rate.
It's like, all right, moving on. I'm like, all right, fine.
It's a pretty good argumentative technique, in my opinion. You just keep arguing until the other guy gets sick
You
of
just
it and
keep
leaves.
repeating yourself
Then
until
you
the other
win-
person's like, what?
Well, you
What?
win by
What?
default.
What?
Yeah.
Forget.
I'm pretty sure that's called the Republican Party, right?
So you're the Republican Party.
Yep.
He is.
Hashtag.
I
TB is
bring
the
that Republican Party. I'm a
Hashtag.
Republican Party animal. Yeah. Second Amendment. Woo. That's what they do, right?
Is there another topic we can discuss?
I think this is only the first topic, actually. We didn't get anywhere.
Oh, yes. But wait,
I'd
there's
like
more.
I'd like to point out that this was brought up by Dodger. Thanks for ruining the podcast, Dodge.
All I asked was, why are we discussing
How
whether or
about
not there were
you
good games
shut
this
up
year?
and eat
I
some
don't
more
even really
goddamn
know if there
cashew
were
chicken?
it's like even a thing
How
that I
about
should give a shit
some
about,
more
and then
cashew
it turned into a
chicken
big old
and
thing,
stop
and I
talking?
had to put my hood up, and then I had to draw all sorts of sad faces.
Or you could eat some more cashew chicken.
I ate it all. Thank you.
You shouldn't have eaten so fast. Maybe we wouldn't have that dumbass question. Here's my favorite part. Now I'm gonna watch chat, waiting for this one dude who's like, "God damn it, Jesse is such a dick." Go on, chat. Continue. You may talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna watch chat for this guy because he hates me.
What's our next topic, TV?
I don't know. I can't see. My eyes are blurring from all the tears. Do we really want to do the... Well, there's a couple of things. We've got some potential topics. I only really want to do one of them before we actually look at trailers and releases. But there's a couple of things. So there's Lego. Lego's making more games based on something called The Legend of Chima. I have no clue what that is. What is that?
Is that a new IP for them?
I don't know. It's Lego Legend of Chima. Is that a Lego thing? I think it is. Looks like it. What is this crap?
Like it.
It's not actually developed by... No, it is. Some of it is produced by Telltale, so they supposedly won't suck. But
The kingdom of Chima is a magical land in which very advanced species dominate. These creatures speak and act like people. They use vehicles and machines and live in amazing castles and fortresses. They have claws, teeth, tails, and some are even equipped with wings. Now they are at war with each other. Dot,
They
dot,
got
dot,
wings
dot.
now.
It's Avatar. It's
Yeah.
Avatar. Now they're at war. War is fun, kids.
Yeah, it looks like it's a total Lego IP.
So I thought because they had a few other IPs, didn't they? Like stuff like Ninjago. Is there like a video game based on Ninjago? I don't think there is there? Surely that would make more sense.
Oh, let me check Brickopedia.
It turns out there is. It's on DS. Ninjago Battles.
Leviosa.
Ninjago is a TV show. I saw ads for it while I was watching Avatar. That new one that ended horribly.
Master the ninja skill of Spinjitzu.
I'm in a bad mood today.
You are.
Fucking Iron Bro.
This is pretty much why Glasgow is a war zone all the time.
All of the iron.
Shit! That is funny for no reason. I don't know why.
That's because you've been drinking Iron Brew. And you're now hyperactive.
I think because
Just feel too many feelings when you drink Iron Brew.
Holy shit!
Do we need a
This
moment?
stuff is the single best. This stuff is amazing. Holy shit! I feel great right now. This is like liquid meth. This is so good.
Can we
call
all just
me
acknowledge
Piglet.
that Jesse said he's in a terrible mood, and then like a few seconds later said that he
The
feels
best.
great? That stuff is dangerous. There's a reason we don't have it.
And he's
here.
only halfway down the bottle too. There's
I know
still
it's
half
not even
left.
gone.
Chug, 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 chug.
Oh.
No, TB.
Now he sounds like the Joker.
So Legos are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Legos are pretty sweet.
Legos are like the coolest thing ever.
Has anyone played Lego Lord of the Rings yet?
Yeah,
I
How
haven't.
much?
have-
How much? Because I played like 20 minutes of it. Have you played more?
not much more. No,
All right. What do you reckon to it so far?
I mean it's typical Lego game. So
I don't
far.
like it nearly as much as Lego Batman 2.
Lego
I like
Batman
Lego
2 is a
Batman
pretty
one
hard
better.
act to follow.
Oh, you like
It's
better than-
okay. It's okay. It's not like. I think it's because they take the scenes from the movies and that are like acted like really dramatically, and then like we're gonna put Gollum in the background and it's gonna be getting the crap kicked out of him by soldiers. Meanwhile, like the scene is there's nothing comical about it.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
really?
just don't feel it. It's weird. Yeah.
Well, I guess I can see like coming from the angle of it'll be funny because it's Legos. But
no, that's what it is. That's the entire joke for that game.
Mhm.
But honestly, you can't fault the Lego games. They're these simple, really pick up and put down kind of games that anybody can play with you, and they're honestly fun.
How much is Lego paying you to say that?
I don't think I have anything Lego
Sounds
in
like
here.
a conflict of interest to me.
Zero Lego dollars. Zero plastic
all of the
coins.
Lego bucks.
Yeah. No, but honestly, like you can literally have somebody sit down next to you, push the start button, they play for 2 minutes, they die 1,000 times, and then they put the controller back down, and you were no worse off or better off than you were whether or not they were there. You know, and there's not too many games that do that.
Mhm.
The main problem I have with it is that, like, as a core gamer, it kind of makes me bored after a while. And I can certainly see the appeal. Like, I would prefer to actually watch Lego Lord of the Rings, because I'll sit there and watch, like, the Lego Star Wars scenes, because the cutscene, let's be honest, the cutscenes are the best fucking thing of Lego Star Wars. And that's kind of the same with all of the Lego franchise, because I want to see what crazy parody they've put upon this really well-respected source material. But the actual gameplay is always the same in every fucking game. You know, it's very basic, kind of loose combat system, same movement system. When you die, nothing happens. You just get back up again. You can kill your friends for no apparent reason, and you can't really lose. And also collect all of the Lego studs to get unlockables. So get really, really OCD about that. And that's Lego in a nutshell. That's all of the games. They all play that way.
Yeah, it's
They're
kind
all
of funny
fun,
to talk
though.
about the respectable franchises too, because they're running out. They did Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Batman. I mean, maybe they could do Superman next.
Then
You know,
well, I mean, it wouldn't make any difference. You're invincible in every other fucking Lego game, so
Yeah.
why not?
Superman in Batman 2 was amazing, by the way.
Yeah,
Like,
he's in DC Superheroes.
So good. So good. Because everyone hates him. It's wonderful. The entire game is terrific. If you haven't played that, that's the one Lego game you should play.
That
It's
is a
great.
really great one.
The
Yeah.
only thing that makes me mad is the Joker, like, I'm not Mark Hamill, but I'm going to try my best to
Oh,
be Mark
no.
Hamill.
Oh,
It
no.
drives me crazy.
They got
it's
some
a
of the
good attempt.
original. Don't they get the Batman actor from the cartoons, or am I?
No, they,
Oh, shit,
they don't
really?
have Kevin Conroy around. It's
That sucks.
but everyone sounds, like, all right, I can accept that. That's good. Like the Superman voice is really great. All of it's good, and even the Joker voice is good. But it's a guy trying to be Mark Hamill's
Yeah.
Joker, and it's
Mhm.
like,
Eh.
I love
You're not
you.
Mark Hamill.
It's like I
Yeah.
know that too much. Like you can't pull that off.
You could do John DiMaggio's Joker. That'd be all right. He was a much darker Joker, I think, than the rest of them. He was in like the Red Mask movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
was
that
that the
movie.
one who was like the buff Joker?
Yes, he was like really ripped and he had long hair.
I was not a fan of that one.
No,
Not at all. No. I was like, fuck is this guy?
It made him beating up Robin all the cooler. But Lego $1 Million Baby, anybody?
Well, there's a franchise that'll definitely work out.
That's gonna take off.
How much is Clint Eastwood paying you?
Well, I think what they're going to start doing now
All the Clint bucks.
is Lego
Conflict
video
of-
games of other video games. Like, there was a rumor a while ago that Lego Halo could be a thing, and I think it very much could be a thing. Although, of course, there's no way they would let them do that multi-platform. But there's all sorts of games that could become Lego games that take themselves too serious. Like Lego Gears of War. Yeah, pretty much. I go with that.
Lego 50 Shades of Grey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we even
Yes.
have Lego Rock Band, which was like the most pointless Lego game of all
That
time.
was fucking
I didn't
dumb.
even know that exists.
Yeah.
It existed.
It's
and it
more of
actually had
a...
a decent soundtrack.
Well, I don't
Oh.
know. If you were 12, maybe.
But again, if you're doing it as a party game, you know.
With
How,
12
really?
year
How much is Lego paying you? Are they?
I said it was terrible.
You brought it up though. A game that none of us knew existed. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm gonna drink some more of this.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
go. Yeah, just you know what? Just drink the rest.
Mhm.
Actually.
Yeah, I do.
Don't tell me what to do, Mom.
So yeah, Lego.
I'm waiting,
Like
Jesse.
I like how I did it anyway. I was like, don't tell me what to do.
I made this decision independently. Let's talk release dates. And then we'll do a break. And then we'll look at trailers. And then we'll do host topics. That will be the structure. And you will stick to it.
Okay.
So what's coming out? Well, there's a few games coming out on the 3rd, which would be tomorrow if you're watching the live broadcast. Code of Princess is coming out for 3DS, which is actually supposed to be kind of a big deal.
There's a lot of games coming out. On
The
the
silence
3rd
would indicate
for-
that no one has any idea what
Yes.
I'm talking about.
No, the 3 games that come out tomorrow are Code of Princess, Unchained Blades, and Gunman Olive.
All for the 3DS?
All for the 3DS. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
All
Code
of
of
which
Princess.
I've never heard of before.
So Code of Princess you should be interested in because it's published by Atlas. So that's a really good thing. It's also it's a hack and slash beat 'em up with over 50 characters. And it
Okay.
it gives me this kind of Guardian Heroes vibe from what I can tell, which is a very exciting thing indeed.
What happened there?
In fact, it turns out that the character designer and lead programmer from Guardian Heroes also worked on Code of Princess, which means that's a day one purchase for me because Guardian Heroes is one of my favorite games of all time.
Why can't you guys just wait? God, TB, you don't have to buy it the first day. Let someone review it first.
I will review it.
Sus.
What do you get
They
out of
send
that?
you a-
God, TB.
Yeah,
Jeez.
God, what do you get out of that? Sounds like a
I have
conflict
more
of
YouTube
interest.
money than God. I can afford these games. Shut up. Jesus Christ, guys.
How much YouTube money does God have?
That's quote of the year. It's day 2, and that's the quote of the year. I have more YouTube money than God. I can purchase this shit. That's it. We're done. We're done.
That's how the
You're
rumors
watching
begin.
The TGS podcast. Good night.
Good year. We can't top
Good
that.
year.
No more
Good night.
podcasts anymore.
Oh shit.
There's also
Wow.
Unchained Blades, which is coming out for 3DS as well, and that is a dungeon crawling role playing game being published by Xseed, which is the other good publisher of weird games. So that's always a good thing. It's apparently on PSP as well for the 3 people that still play that, and it came out. Yeah, the PSP version actually came out in June. The 3DS version is coming out tomorrow. It's a dungeon crawling role playing game, you know, just like everything else that Xseed publishes.
Wait. So Earth Defense Force, is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about Unchained Blades. The clue was when I said Unchained Blades.
Sorry. Iron Brew.
Awkward.
We moved on to Earth Defense Force 2017 Portable. Best game title ever.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you on that one, actually. The fact that Earth Defense Force is coming to Vita is ridiculous, and the fact that it even... Why did this happen? I don't know, but I'm really happy that it has. Oh, that's all I can say.
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Earth Defense Force 2017 Portable.
Well, have you played Earth Defense Force before? Because it's fucking
No.
phenomenal.
That's...
Anyone here on the podcast played
Nope.
it? Oh, Jesus
Nope.
Christ, guys. All right, so let me set the scene. Earth is being invaded by ants. You are part of the elite Earth Defense Force. They have terrible fashion sense and the biggest guns known to man. They have amazing catchphrases like EDF, EDF chanted over and over again, and such things as go back home to space. That is the gist of it. And also, the entire city is destructible and instantly rebuilt for the next mission, conveniently enough. And there are space ants. And you have guns that fire other guns. And that's actually true, by the way.
Now I gotta look this up because someone said the character design is shamelessly fan servicey, which means
Is it?
giant
What,
boobs.
I was
EDF?
gonna say lots of
No.
boobs.
I don't think there's even any female characters in EDF 2017.
Force.
I'm kind of fascinated by the gun myself.
Oh, there's over like 200 weapons in that game, and there are rockets which shoot other rockets, which shoot other rockets, and there's just all sorts of crazy nonsense. And
Holy shit, you are not joking. They're giant ants.
yeah, the first enemy is giant space ants.
I don't know. There are some fantastic breasts on this girl
Where?
is shooting space ants in a schoolgirl outfit with a helmet on.
What in
Pretty great.
2017? Where? Are you looking at a different version of the game? Because this series has been going on for a while.
I'll send you a link of this one. This is the very first screenshot I got, which is pretty great. Or not screenshot, but art dealy whacker. She
Okay.
looks pretty. I'm down for
Alright.
her.
I'm pretty sure that was the previous EDF game, but
You know what? It's sold me.
yeah,
I'm
EDF
sold.
is
Done.
EDF is
In.
amazing. Just FYI, and we should very clearly play it.
Dude,
It's
this
really
game
good.
looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's utterly ridiculous. Like the
Ridiculous.
scale of the enemies you fight is beyond stupid. It's really funny.
Can you put this? It's like the perfect size for the video thing. You can cover my face up. No one gives a damn. That right there looks badass. Look at how big that thing is.
Ah, it actually looks like the portable version does have that character. Interesting. That must be an addition to the portable version.
Ooh, girl, ask again.
Yeah, I can probably put that in. Shouldn't be too much of a problem.
The ass kickery. That sounds like the worst restaurant.
Ah.
The worst chain restaurant. The ass kickery.
The ass kickery.
Hi y'all, welcome to Ass Kickery. My name's Shaquita. That was
So,
my southern...
Shaquita? What?
Shaquita.
Look. Her parents named her after a dear friend.
The banana lady.
That's Chiquita. That's Chiquita.
I'm with
Huh.
Dodger, the banana lady.
They sound eerily similar.
Yeah,
That's
there are
an
some.
awesome
I'd say
screenshot.
there are some better shots of it, but it
But
is.
scope size-wise,
yeah,
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, scope and size. Well, I mean, there's actually a better shot of this, and this is actually a really small screenshot. That sucks. But there's these huge robots and many space ants and huge spaceships, and it looks like those things are background, but no, they're real. They're completely legit, and it's insane. And you can drive around tanks and helicopters and stuff like that. There's a really good one to put up on the screen. Yeah, this is a game that I really like. There is a version on Steam. It's Insect Armageddon. It's nowhere near as good as Defense Force 2017. Not even close. But yeah, EDF 2017 is coming out in the US. I don't believe there's an EU release date for this. So I have no idea when this is popping up in the EU. But in the US, it's going to be available on PSN Vita on January the 8th.
Yeah.
Yep. Also on January the 8th, we've got Anarchy Reigns coming out in the US as well as on the 11th in the EU, which is a new Platinum game, which is great news for everybody.
I went to look up Life of Pixel. That game comes out on the 9th, and I was like, I've never heard of that. And it took me to a photography website, and I got so confused. But it turns out that it's apparently it's a game where you play a pixel and you go through the history of gaming as a pixel.
Okay. That seems interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
A retro platformer about a pixel on
as-
a journey through the history of game hardware.
That
As a
might
pixel.
that has a potential.
As one pixel.
It's giant. You're a huge pixel.
So you're a big square.
Mm-hmm.
I played a game about being a big square. It was called Thomas Was Alone.
Thomas
it was
Was
really great.
Alone.
Fucking great
Yeah.
game. So good.
Don't you play multiple squares?
You can. Well, in fact, several shapes. There are oblongs, and there's like this guy who's really scrawny and gets annoyed at the other guys getting under his feet. It's pretty great.
Aw.
I love that game. It's really good. Oh yeah, Pixels coming out. Anarchy Reigns is I kind of almost. It seems like a Power Stone, or what was the name of that Final Fantasy game? The brawler, was it Urgaze or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know how the
something
hell he
like that.
pronounced it. It wasn't a real word, but yeah, and it is a platinum game, which means that it's gonna be awesome because they all are. And it is a beat 'em up action combat video game, and Bayonetta's in it, and there's a bunch of other crazy stuff going on with it.
Angry Birds trilogy.
And
Yeah.
DMC.
Ah, yes, Devil May Cry. We should probably mention that's like
Shut
kind of
up! Don't even.
the big ass
Talking to
elephant in the
Dodger.
room.
I'm gonna
Don't-
play the shit out of that game.
I will try it when it comes out on PC 10 days later than it does on console for no good reason.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Because, you know, I like playing games in 60 frames per second because this is 2013, not 1992.
You don't care about this game anyway, so
Yeah,
don't
I
complain
don't know.
about
I'll
waiting.
make a video about it.
Why-
Doesn't mean I
hold
don't care
on.
about it.
Why do you care about this game?
Why don't-
Me?
Yes, you.
I don't know. It looks fun. That's what games are about, guys. Is having fun.
And it looks fun, so I'm gonna play it.
Can you specify your definition of fun?
I like fighting things and moving really, really fast.
And being graded on it.
Yeah. I also just really like the Devil May Cry games. And I know that everybody's like, this doesn't count as the Devil May Cry game. And everybody's getting all super butthurt about it.
He
But
doesn't
that
fill
just
your
makes
soul
me-
with light.
It
That's a
just
quote.
makes
Look it up.
me want to
Best
play it
video
even
game
more.
scene in history.
I'll try
The
it.
more that everybody gets upset about this game, the more that I want to play it.
Well, I'll tell you this
That's
for a
how
fact.
it
Like,
works.
every Devil May Cry game has been bad in some way. And mostly it's been because they insist on putting puzzles into it. It's like, this is not what I want to fucking do. I want to beat the shit out of demons.
Yeah,
I don't
wanna
wanna do
run around
puzzles.
and kill a bunch of demons and
Devil
feel
May
like
Cry
a
4
badass.
had timed jumping puzzles. That sounds like a wonderful idea in a third-person action game. And yes, they happily will dump that shit in there. So, yeah, every Devil May Cry game I've enjoyed until I've come up to the first jumping puzzle, then quit. So, I rate how good Devil May Cry games are on how long it takes me to get to that point. Which means that I believe that the third one was better than the first one, which was better than the fourth one, which was better than the second. In that order. So, yes, we must defeat the demons. And honestly, I know people are getting super butthurt over it. I don't like what they've done with the character. You know, I don't know why they fuck. Why would they change it? Why would they fuck around with a perfectly good and recognizable character? I
Yeah.
have no idea. It's mostly because Capcom's retarded. I think that's probably the main reason for
Fact.
it.
What?
Fact. Fact.
I'm so excited to play a game and see like the progression of him into the Dante that we know. I think that that's going to be really
But he's
fun.
not even the same guy. Like if you could have done that without having him be a completely different Dante. Surely. You could have done the whole origin story thing quite easily.
Mhm.
Without fucking with the character in the way that they're fucking with the character.
I don't
Surely.
I
agree
like
with
it when they
you on
fuck with the
much, but
character.
That's because you want to fuck the character.
No,
Don't
he's
pretend
too
that you don't
pretty.
want to fuck the character.
He is.
Jesse wants to.
Pretty.
Yeah, I
kinda
totally
pretty.
do. I totally do. He's so
In a
dreamy.
kind of manly respect kind of way as bro to bro, that kind of thing.
No,
No?
no. I dislike everything about that game. I also dislike much about. I'm not a fan of any of it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I will judge it entirely on how much the
He's in
combat system either sucks or is good, or whether or not there is like tons of time jumping puzzles. If they've managed to avoid that, this is why I say Bayonetta is the best spectacle fighter ever made, because there's none of that shit in it, because they realize it's a terrible idea to put it in your game, and it's also what ruins every God of War game. So I think that honestly, DMC, I don't know. I'll play it and I'll see how good it is. It sounds like they've kind of nerfed aspects of it. Like apparently you build up to S rank and you can't like drop your combo because the game is holding your hand or whatever. But also people are very judgmental based on 10-minute demos. So I will wait and play the whole game and I'll see if it's any good.
I can't wait for the podcast after we've played this.
Oh, this will be good. Yeah,
Mhm.
I might actually have to buy it on console so I can even take part in that discussion rather than wait the week for the PC version.
Or I'll wait until the PC version
Alright,
comes out,
Okay,
and then
cool.
we'll discuss just the PC version.
Yeah, so it's what it comes out on PC on the 25th, I believe. Is it the 25th? Yes. So the next podcast after that would be Wednesday. Not Wednesday. Yep, yeah, Wednesday the 30th. So that's what we will have a Devil May Cry discussion on January the 30th. That's how it
Yeah.
will be.
Oh, Ni no Kuni comes out before
Yes,
that though.
it does. Ni no Kuni,
22nd.
Wrath of the White Witch. which is a level 5 RPG.
What, Jesse?
Level
What?
5 RPG with the art style and the guys that made Spirited Away. That's kind of a big deal.
Don't care. Don't care.
Really?
Spirit
I
Away
only
is gonna be
only
awesome.
love really bad
Spirit Away
RPGs
is
like Skyrim.
overrated. You heard me. You heard me. Overrated. By the way,
What is that Iron Brew doing to you?
here's another thing. The new Dante is basically Tom Cruised him
I'm gonna go get
and
water.
made him bland and stupid. So there. If she can get up and leave, spoiler, this is unstructured. What happened to your podcast, TB? Keep that woman in check.
Iron
Now she's
Brew
gonna go
happened
off
to
and-
my podcast.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
You're
for
not
that.
going to disagree with me on that, are you? Because you realize you're at fault here.
I'm not at fault for shit.
What else is coming
I'm
out? Strike Suit
stating
Zero.
facts.
Strike Suit Zero coming out on the 24th of January. Actually looks pretty fantastic. It's kind of it's a westernized PC mecha game where you're in space and blow shit up. And it looks pretty cool. And also Ameta, City of Gangsters at the end of the month. I don't even know what that's all about. And the official release of Path of Exile, January the 23rd. The Diablo-alike game by Grinding Gears, who have made quite the game and is really, really good in beta. It's looking awesome. And also the official release of Shootmania Storm. And that's pretty much what's coming out this month.
So January isn't a total suck month, basically.
Not really. It's actually got quite a few interesting games. So I will play Ni no Kuni. It looks really, really good. And I will try DMC. And I'll probably play Strike Suit Zero as well, because that looks kind of neat. And I will try Code of Princess on the basis that it's the Guardian Heroes, guys. That's a reason for me to play my 3DS. Like, I needed a reason to play my Vita. I found one in the form of Persona. Now I have a reason to play my 3DS. So, cool. I could play Code of Princess. Try that.
Weird.
Cool. Right, well, that pretty much wraps up releases, which is a convenient time to go to a break. We're going to allow Jesse to detox for about 5 minutes, and when we come back, we will bring you more of the Game Station podcast, which may or may not break all of our friendships. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Aggressive Station podcast, where friends fight. This is essentially the podcast form of Persona 4 Arena, where longtime friends are forced to fight each other in order to prove some kind of crazy point.
Yes,
I'm
that
not sure
sounds
who's
accurate.
winning.
I don't know. Put a gun to your head and find out.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
oh,
Dark.
fuck you!
Damn.
All the snaps! All the snaps!
We're never giving him Iron Brew again. Holy shit.
None of us are friends anymore. What's happened?
I think you need to get the little emoticon cards out again. This is fucking dark.
Snaps, son!
My god. Huh. Speaking of things that make you angry, so we have some trailers for you. No.
Uh-huh.
That what makes me angry?
All right, so you are aware, of course, that there is more than one Walking Dead game. In fact, there are several. It's actually a strategy game on iOS, if you can believe it. But the one that we're going to be talking about today is Activision's upcoming first-person shooter.
God,
Based
I
around The
forgot
Walking
they were
Dead.
even making that.
Yes, this was deliberate. You know, we tried to forget. Unfortunately, it has been brought right back into a horrible, horrible focus by the release of a so-called trailer. Now, this is very, very bad. So, you know, I'm just going to let it speak for itself. I'm going to play the trailer. This is the first footage, it would seem, called the trailer. I don't know if I would really call it that at all. From the Walking Dead first-person shooter. Here we go.
I'm so ready.
You are not ready.
Oh, the like to dislike ratio is terrible.
was that? God damn.
That looked like it was cut together by my niece.
It looked like it was animated by your niece.
It's a trailer. It certainly was a trailer.
I mean,
That's not a trailer.
It had
It's trailer park trash is what it is.
and then very tense music for nothing happening at all.
the music was the best part.
And it's like
no
I'm
in-game
waiting.
sounds.
I'm waiting for
horrible
something to
cuts.
happen. It was like someone's very first YouTube video. Like, I played this game and I edited clips together and put music. Like, it's the only thing missing was let the bodies hit the floor, and it would have been the perfect first YouTube video.
That would have made it
Extremely
3 times better.
accurate Description. It was
I have a
literally
question.
like somebody just taking weird like clips of them playing.
Is this the game that they advertise the crap out of during the show when they're like, coming soon, the Walking Dead game from
No,
Activision?
that's like oh, maybe it is.
Yeah, it's from
Because
Activision.
instead of
That's
them-
exactly who it is. It's because it's not the Telltale game. That's
Not
not published by
Telltale.
Activision at
Yeah,
all. So
the one that they should have been advertising during the show, but instead it's this thing.
Good one.
yeah,
Yeah.
the good one.
It was so tense, but nothing was happening. And when something finally did happen, it was this hunched over zombie woman who ran like she was a meth head. She's like,
Well, did you notice some of the zombie pathing? I know this is getting really, really picky, and I'm the first person to say alpha is alpha and beta is beta all the time, which is true. But this is why you don't show stuff like that in a trailer. Like, what you do is you make like a CG trailer or something just to get people kind of hyped and excited, and then when you're ready to actually show it in more detail, that's what you do. There's a reason why trailers and big pieces of uncut footage are separate, because they serve different purposes. You don't mix the two because it always ends in terrible. And like the zombie pathing was ridiculous. That there was a zombie running towards the main character, and then because there was a telephone pole in the way,
Yes!
somebody kind of veered around the side, went.
what are you talking about? That meth head lady, she's like, and like
Also, why are we floating up and down ladders in 2013? Why can we not do the legs thing yet?
yes, thank you. Why? All right. Why was that even needed in your trailer 3 times? Look, we get you can go up and down a ladder after one viewing. I don't need you to reiterate. Like, hold up. Are you aware there are ladder mechanics in our game?
Some
You can
hot
actually
ladder
go.
action.
You can go.
Ladder mechanics.
You can go up in our game. Like it is. It is not. I don't get it. I don't. That was horrible.
I'm confused too.
Yeah.
I just love that even in this, they're kind of showing off the fact that, hey, you can walk right by these zombies. You can hold a shotgun while you're doing it too.
Yeah.
I get,
It's
I
like-
get what they're going for, because a lot of times in Walking Dead, the show, they'll just walk by the zombies, like let them do their thing. Like I get that, but
A
this,
little much.
if you're gonna make a trailer, at least have something happening in it.
Mhm.
All they did was show you this is the mechanics of our game, and we're not done with them. So thanks. Like there was nothing to draw you into that at all. The game might be wonderful, but that was an awful trailer. It was like watching the trailer for the movie John Carter, where after it ended, you're like, what the hell was that, and why do I care? Right? Exact same thing.
Yeah.
This is like, why am I watching this, and why do I care?
There are, I believe, there's a bunch of people claiming that it's not actually made by Activision, that it was just some footage, like, cut together, but I'm seeing no proof of that. I immediately went and looked and like, is there anywhere reputable that actually claims that this isn't Activision footage? And there is nowhere. Like, nowhere at all. So, this is clearly footage of the game. Where it came from really isn't all that relevant, and it does not look all that good to start with, really. And it's, again, it sounds like we're being pretty picky, but at the end of the day, after an excellent, excellent Walking Dead game,
Yeah.
we would hope for more than that. And quite frankly, if you're going to present footage in that state, then it better be stacked up with a huge disclaimer that says this is nowhere fucking near done. Holy
Right.
crap.
This is to give you an idea of what the gameplay will
Yeah.
be like in terms of how you interact with the world, but this
Yeah.
is not what the game will look like.
Yeah, and,
because
and,
otherwise
more, and
people are
more
gonna
to
be
the
like,
point, like it didn't really show all that much at all. It essentially showed it was another zombie game. Like, oh, well, you appear to have plenty of weapons, and every now and again you've got to throw a bottle to distract people. It's like, this has been in games for the last 10 fucking years, longer than that even. And it's I am playing so many zombie games at the moment. I played 2 different zombie games this week that I hadn't played previously, and I played 2 zombie games the week before that, and 2 the week before that, and I am getting utterly sick of it. And the thing is that this game doesn't do anything different. The Walking Dead, like the episodic game, did something different with zombies. Yeah, and it made it genuinely about a story about the characters, and the zombies are kind of incidental. They're a plot mechanic. Yeah, they're not really used as the main focus of the game. And in this case, it definitely is the main focus of the game because that's all they fucking showed you.
Right.
So it looks awful. I mean, initially, I don't like judging things based on incomplete footage, but if that's what you're going to put out, then that's what's going to happen. You know, people are going to judge you on it.
Mm-hmm.
Sad face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's how it currently is. Needless to say, not particularly interested in that at the moment. Shall we continue?
Yeah.
There's something
Please.
else I'm definitely not interested in. It's another Final Fantasy 13 game.
Whatever.
Oh, good. I've been
Sounds-
waiting forever
Sounds
for
super
this.
exciting.
I've been waiting for the opportunity to play Lightning once again in a video game, said nobody ever. Lightning Returns, which, quite frankly, sounds like a really bad 80s action movie set in space! But it isn't.
I'm ready.
Alright, let's do it.
Peggy 16.
With only 13 days left until the end of the world, I finally awoke from my sleep.
Luxarian, the divine city of light and prayer. The residents are taught the ways of salvation and faith. This city is built on the people's beliefs in their God. However, even in this metropolis lies darkness, untouchable by divine light. That is, those who disregard the teachings of God.
You should know who I am. Or should I say, what I am. These are the final 13 days.
Shut the fuck up. Come on. Come the balls on. All right. At first I was like, this is a horrible Dirge of Cerberus or whatever that game was. No. It's far worse than I could imagine. Basically, it's like, you know what? Playing 3 characters is way too hard. You get 1 character to only press A with now because that's more your speed. Then they have the balls to have her show up on a clock tower with
With
shades on
sunglasses.
and go, you should know who I am. Fuck you! You do not have the right. No one likes your character. You are the... Squeenix, I love you. I really do. I played your game for 30 hours, but dear friends, this is retarded. You do not go full retarded. This is full retarded. I'm sorry. Make a new game, you psychopaths. No one wants to play 13. That was an unliked game to begin with. Where's Final Fantasy 15? Make that. We saw your tech demo. You got dragons and shit. Where is that? This is garbage. You are such a letdown. Jesus H. Christ, you are bad. What happened to you? You were so good. You're the George Lucas of video games. Stop it. Stop it. You're killing me inside. That was nonsense. Holy shit. I'm done with you. 14, the remake of 14 better be blowjob levels of greatness because you are letting me down.
The head's going back up.
Wow.
I got nothing else for them. Squeenix, I'm pissed at you. I love
Holy
you guys.
shit.
You have just Tom Cruised the game industry.
That may very well have spawned one of the greatest moments I've ever seen. Oh, wow. Yeah, your point is entirely valid, though. Who the fuck thought it was a good idea to repeatedly revisit 13, a game that nobody cared about in the first place? So 13 gets some of the harshest reviews a Final Fantasy game has ever had, right? Because it's super linear, it's got dumb characters, it's super linear, it took everything that you like out of the Final Fantasy game, it was super linear. And it was super fucking linear. It didn't have any good shit. It didn't have, like, the towns. You were basically walking around a straight line. It was a giant theme park ride of bullshit. And it was really bad. And then they released 13-2. And all credit to them, they actually put some of the stuff that was good about Final Fantasy games back into that game. Like, you know, the ability to wander around and the fact that it wasn't completely linear in every way. And they made the battle mechanics more interesting and things like that, even though they still had the super annoying characters. But hey, you know, we can't fix everything, right? And then they announced this thing after they've already announced Final Fantasy Versus 13. Fuck knows what's happening with that. There was the rumor in December that it might get its title changed. Why are there 4 games set in the Final Fantasy 13 universe? Like, I have to say this, having played quite a bit of Final Fantasy 13 too, it is the most dull fucking universe of any Final Fantasy game I have seen ever. 12 was good, yeah? 12 was Star Wars, yeah? And it was a good Star Wars. It was a pretty...
universe was the Vagrant Story universe and the Final Fantasy Tactics universe.
Yeah.
That was amazing. 11, the online one, that was an amazing universe. 10, a great storyline that was like a whole like religious undertones, wonderful. 9, great. Every game has been wonderful. There's been problems with them, like 12, not necessarily the best gameplay, but still it was great. 13 is just all over horrible. When the most interesting part of your game is the love relationship between the old man and the young girl, and how that Chocobo's like, don't look at her butt, old man. And he's like, oh, man. Right? Like, when that's the best part of your game, God, it's infuriating.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite franchises, and this is the single, like 13 was bad. 13-2, I couldn't get past how much I hated that damn Moogle. Moogles?
Yeah, 13-2, I had the same problem with that fucking Moogle, actually. It was really annoying. Plus, the new Chocobo music was the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard in my life. That was... I don't think I ever heard it. You have to play. I'm going to send you a copy of that game. I've got one knocking around here, so I'm going to send you a copy of the game. I'm going to force you to play that to that point so that you can find out exactly how bad that is. I mean, you know, some people point out, when has, like, non-linearity been the strength of Final Fantasy? It's not about that. There are degrees of linearity. Like, you accept linearity in certain circumstances. You have to get a good story most of the time. Most non-linear games have a really fucking terrible story. But what Final Fantasy 13 was as on rails as you could have possibly gotten without being that Dragon Quest game on the Wii, which is quite literally on rails. You know, without being Fable the Journey, essentially. It was absolutely dreadful in that respect.
Here's the difference that I think infuriates me the most, and this goes to say a lot of games now are like this, where you go back to PS2 or earlier, like that, all those generations. The last part, I mean, everyone in the world almost has played Final Fantasy VII. Mm-hmm. Before you go to the last area, you have an entire overworld to go level up and explore and have fun. Final Fantasy 13, you go into that last area, your leveling up and exploration area is a courtyard in front of the last boss, where you run around a track like 8 times to level up, and that's literally all you can do. There's no exploration. There's nothing fun to do.
There's no good shit. There's no towns. Like, there's no towns to wander around, explore, and buy shit in and meet people and get side quests. None of that's in the fucking game. There's no airship or anything like that. You don't get to explore the world in any way.
It wasn't until the game was over that I actually, because in my mind, I was having this feeling like maybe this is like Final Fantasy VII, where at, like that Midgar early level where you thought like this is the entire game, it's gonna be this town, it's gonna be like this story, and then it's like, hello, biatch, enjoy a world, and it blew your mind at the time. I was waiting for that moment. I was like, this is gonna be. I'm giving you a chance, Hope, you little douchebag. No one likes you. All your characters are horrible. I'm like, I'm waiting. It's gonna be good. And then it was like game over, and I was like, flip table, I'm done.
I mean, mechanically, the game's supposed to be pretty similar to Crisis Core, as far as I can tell. I mean, the weird thing is you look at it, and it looks like it's just like a one-party battle mechanic, but it is more of an action RPG. Thing is, like, I've got to be entirely honest, I did not rate Crisis Core all that highly. I played it, and it seemed like a big bunch of fan service. Like, the game which I really liked was Dissidia. I thought Dissidia was phenomenally good. It was essentially like Power Stone with an amazing story with all the Final Fantasy characters thrown together. And they actually made something legitimately good out of that. But Crisis Core, no. I mean, Randy's shaking his head. He obviously has played that.
Yeah, I didn't like Crisis Core at all. And like you said, I thought it was just this huge fan service thing, and it didn't give you anything that you needed at all.
It was just like the Final Fantasy VII movie, though. Entire fan service, unnecessary, nice to look at, cool.
Sure.
Like, oh my god, there's an amazing fight, and they redid the theme song to the final battle. That's kind of cool. But really, giant fan service. It was unnecessary. And at least though, you can understand their desire to repeatedly go back to the Final Fantasy VII universe because it's such a popular game. Nearly everyone who is in gaming has some experience with it, and they can milk the shit out of that. I get it. That's smart. But to do it with Final Fantasy 13 is like, why? Someone there must really love, like,
lightning. Just lightning.
Yeah. What can you like note a single? And Dodger's gonna say, "Her, a single good identifying element about lightning." Like, can you tell me about her character? Anybody?
She's a non-character.
She lacks character. I mean, that's her character, is that she doesn't have a character.
She's basically the girl from Twilight. She's pants, right? you put lightning on, and you play the fantasy. That's terrible. That's never how Final Fantasy has been. The main character has always stood alone as a intriguing character with its own development in he or she's own right.
Even Squall in Final Fantasy VIII, who was downright annoying at times for his ... comments to everything, even he, because of the love story involved, at least had a character. He was annoying as shit, but at least he had a character. She is just like, the world is a dark place. There's 10 days to live. When that's the opening of your thing, like, this city is... God is here, but they hunt people who don't believe in God. Like, go fuck yourself.
It's basically it's aimed at 12-year-olds that subscribe to r/atheism, right? I mean, that's pretty much what it's aimed at. It's so edgy. It's dealing with religious stuff. You know what actually dealt with religious stuff well? 10. And actually a couple of the other Final Fantasy games dealt pretty well with it. 10 did it well. You know, 10 did a lot of things badly, but it did that pretty well.
And I don't know if that's just a trend with more JRPGs, but it's that sort of like, let's make it more edgy. And more
let's tackle these like meaningful subjects. And the funny thing is, you know, probably the best series for that has been Persona, because and that's not because it tackles really big things. It's actually because Persona tackles really small things. It tackles things like the notion of how difficult relationships are and the inner conflict between various aspects of a person. And that's all it does. You know, it doesn't take on anything big and huge, like, you know, religion or authority or anything like that. It just deals with something simple. And in doing so, it makes it a far more in-depth game experience and a far more interesting piece of character development.
And it's no, go for it.
Oh,
please.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say I think the biggest thing about this is not that it's trying to be edgy, because I mean it's kind of trying to be edgy. It's the fact that it's trying to be like everything else out there. I mean, if you look at this, you can immediately see influences from Assassin's Creed, The Matrix. I mean, come on, you could probably list
Underworld. Fucking Underworld. That clock tower shit with that.
Yeah,
she's even
man.
wearing the same fucking outfit. Come on.
So, I mean, come on. We get it. They're cool movies and everything, but you don't need to make your game that. Make us a cool game again. Make us...
Can anyone tell me...
Just wipe the universe out and do another fucking game. It's just, you know, I want a new cast of characters. I want a new universe. I want to find out about a new world that isn't this one. Because 13, we've been stuck in it for far too fucking long, and it's never been interesting.
And I would like to be able to customize my characters to be able to do something. Unlike 13, where like you had to level everybody out to be everything all at once. There was no like, okay, she's gonna be my mage and this guy's gonna be my brawler. You know, everybody had to be the jack of all trades.
I mean, the thing that annoys me about 13, and this is something that I think is generally missing, is like if you go back to 6, I don't want to go back any further, but 6 is like a landmark game. 6 it's about hope in a world that is filled with just pure evil. Like, how can you still hope when there's like the world sucks, right? 7 is this huge overarching story, and it's there's murder and betrayal and all, like it's this grand adventure. 8 is a love story. 9 is death, is what that entire thing is about, is dealing with death after what's his face's mom died. It's a little child black mage who is dealing with the fact that he will die. Like this, it's big stuff. 10, you have religion, right? 12 is about war and like the gritty part of war. 13, what is 13 about? Tell me. Nothing. It is there's no focus there. I cannot tell you what that series is about.
And you beat the game, right? You beat 13, or at least you got very close to it.
I've beaten every Final Fantasy game. I did not beat 13-2 because I did not give two shits about any of it. So I played about halfway through it and was like, I'm done. It's sitting downstairs. I've yet to touch it since then. I mean, I cannot figure out what, like, most RPGs, especially RPGs, there's a driving force of why you're playing. The story still has to be there. 13 has no, like, there's nothing there. I don't, like, perfect example. Someone in chat said it's about the l'Cie. When you're playing that game, and the first, like, 5 hours of the game, you have no clue what's happening, and they're talking about characters or races that you have no clue what they are. It's insulting. Square. Keep your shit together.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that like so many people claim to hate 10, but quite frankly, when 10 came out and people played it, they fucking loved
amazing.
it.
Yeah.
They really,
People
really
look
did.
back at it now because it's silly. Yeah.
Well, it was one of the first PS2 games, right? I mean, it was pretty early on the PS2's lifespan, and you know they'd only really just got into big voice acting in Final Fantasy, and they fucked some of it up pretty badly. Let's be honest, it had some pretty bad voice acting. The thing is, there's really no excuse for that now, because voice acting is far, far more advanced than it ever was, and it's been integrated into video games far more so than it ever was. And you'll always run into games like that, that's early on in the console's lifespan, but that was really, really good when you played it, and then just didn't age well. And 10's a really good example of that, but 13, as I said, is bollocks, and it really, really is. It just seems like honestly, what it seems like to me is an edgy Japanese version of the fucking Golden Compass. And that whole big series by, you know, his Dark Materials series, the whole, like, you know, underrunning kind of not so obvious, hey, we're going to destroy God to free everyone kind of thing. It seems like that, and it's always really ham-fisted in the way that it's approached. So, yeah, I think we've determined after about 20 minutes on this that we really don't give a shit about this video game.
Here's the thing, I don't believe in fate necessarily. But I think this candy bar and that drink, and all the anger I've been building up for the last 2 hours, was meant for this very moment.
It was released appropriately. It was magnanimous.
Yeah,
I feel like
not gonna
I'm
dispute
the
it.
chosen one. This is my calling.
You are Final Fantasy 15. It is you.
My job, Final Fantasy 15, is this podcast. Holy shit. I'm just saying, I think that's my calling in life, is to help Squeenix create the next great video game. I'm free. I'm not doing anything. Trust me. I will make that happen.
Squeenix, what's up?
Wow. Yeah, I'm let down. We need to go to the next trailer before I get mad again.
I don't even know if we can after that. I really, really don't.
We can. We can do it. Is it a good game at least?
It looks all right.
Well, the top comment says, looks like it has hex appeal, so I think we need to watch it.
All right, that's appealing. Let's take a look. Well, there's a 1-minute trailer for a simple, unpretentious RPG with hex-based combat. It's called Chaos Chronicles, and it is coming soon
Did
to
that
PC.
have the same chanting as when Bruce Wayne climbed out of the Lazarus pit in the last Batman
Not
movie?
exactly, no.
It was very close.
Let's just say yes. Yes, it
Very
did.
close. I'm down for that. That was cool.
I love hex-based battle systems. But I mean, that didn't tell me anything about what the game's about. It's just a basic
I was just about to say
fantasy tactical game.
it was nice to look at, but it had the exact same effect on me that that's really harsh. I shouldn't say that. It was very close to having the exact level of I don't know what I'm looking at, just like the whatever first video we watched. It was just clips.
It was that unforgettable.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good
Yeah.
trailer. And it's also the whole kind of like it used to be thing is, well, to be honest, unless you haven't noticed, we've had quite a few games like that, including the whole King's Bounty series, which is always good. You know, they keep releasing series for the King's Bounty, and it's fine. You know, pretty much every King's Bounty game is kind of the same as the last one with some different changes, and they're all pretty good. But it still looks all right, certainly. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the difference is unlike the Walking Dead one, this one stuff is actually happening in it.
Yeah.
So you get an idea
it's
of
pretty
what
obvious as to what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I just hope that there's
sorry.
a better. Most games like this, they have, the tutorial system is like, okay, here's your first battle, and here's how to attack, and then the next battle is, okay, here's how to use magic, and then they're like, go out into the world and destroy everything, and that's all you know. And by the way, everything is 5 levels higher than you. And tactical dunderheads like me are like, oh, what? Where do I go?
To me, that's super appealing. So
Really?
yeah.
You're like, this is my jam.
Yeah.
I wish I was better at stuff like that, because I would love this kind of game. But
I'm kind of surprised that you don't, because I mean it's turn-based, so it's not like you have to rush really. I mean the strategy
Right.
can be played out for as long as you want. You know, you can sit there and just think about things, and you know, quite frankly, it looks all right. It's certainly something that I'll dabble in. Absolutely, I don't think it's bringing back a genre that we're missing. We do have that genre that is around the place. It's not hard to find, but more games in that genre is a good thing, in my opinion.
That's honestly the difference that changes a lot for me and how I view the game. Like RTS is so stressful for me. I can't play it very well because I'm just constantly like, I need to like make decisions fast.
Yeah.
And that's
what
what
it
makes
is.
it so that I wind up not enjoying it as much. Whereas turn-based games, I have a lot more fun with because I'm able to be like, okay, how am I going to do, even if I still lose a lot, which I do, by the way, I don't feel that stress. I'm able to actually enjoy playing it.
I'll tell you what I like about turn-based games, like XCOM extols this virtue perfectly, is that in a turn-based game, because you have that much more time, you can also make the consequences that much more severe, because you've been given that much time to come up with a decision. If your decision is wrong and you completely fuck it up, then the game should punish you hard for it, yeah? Whereas you've got to be a bit more forgiving in RTS, because you're doing so much shit at once. Of course you're going to make mistakes. Even, pro gamers make mistakes all the time. So I think that there's actually an opportunity for some really tense stuff in turn-based combat that you can't get in RTS.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping this game provides that. It claims to have a really big character editor and the ability to customize your character to a ludicrous degree.
That's
so.
a plus. Like,
Yeah, it
those
is.
are needed things in a game like that.
Yeah,
That's
it's got a
very
world map to explore as well. So
Nice.
that sounds pretty good. I'll have a look at that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I want to play more XCOM now.
Just for 5
Don't worry,
minutes.
guys. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing when we're done. It's fine.
XCOM.
Ah,
Sounds
shoot.
good.
XCOM.
Yeah, I'm waiting for either a good piece of DLC to come out for that game, which actually adds more technology and fills in a bunch of gaps, because there isn't enough technology in that game to research, or more fucking maps, because there aren't enough of those either. Like, I originally thought they were randomly generated. Apparently, there's only about 20 of them, and they're not at all. So it's like playing the same map over and over again. It's really fucking boring, because I know exactly where they're going to spawn the enemies and where the danger points are on each map, and becomes less dull. I mean, there's only 5 maps in the multiplayer, and one of them actually bugs out so much that you can't use it. So there's technically only 4. It's fucking terrible. But yeah, I want good DLC. Slingshot is not good DLC. Slingshot is actually bad. It's terrible. Really, really awful. So we'll see. Maybe yeah. Don't bother with Slingshot. It's a waste of your time. But either it'll get modded to not suck, or it will get DLC, which will make it better. So we'll see. And that pretty much wraps up the trailers, does it not? So I think we maybe have time for our guest host topic. So I'll ask Ryan about his, and then we'll wrap up the show since we've been going for about 3 hours. So, Ryan, what do you have for us today?
Yeah, Ryan.
Randy.
It's Randy.
Ryan, your name is now Ryan. Fuck you.
Ryan.
Fuck you, Ryan. Why did I think Ryan?
was-
I'm sure there was some reason. I think I'm reading something that... Oh, yeah, I'm reading something by a journalist whose name is Ryan, and now I'm completely confused. Randy, yes, by all means. I'm terrible
Don't
with
worry about
names.
it.
Fuck
Don't
you,
worry about
Ryan.
it. I kind of wanted to bring up the topic to discuss the concept of microtransactions and what you guys think of it, because I think personally this generation, as we move on into future generations, this generation is probably going to be looked back upon as the DLC generation, where before it was expansions. More popular games would sometimes get expansions, but now it's like every game gets DLC. And now it seems like more and more games are actually getting microtransactions too. So where do you think the sweet spot is on microtransactions? Because we're still very much in the infancy of it. And I think right now most microtransaction games kind of suck.
I've got a fairly well laid out opinion on this, actually.
Go on.
Well, it's mainly because I talk about it all the fucking time. So, all right. So there's a few forms in which it can take. The first one you got to look at is free to play, and you've got to look at the kinds of microtransactions that are available in free to play, which include stuff like cosmetics. They include things like boosts, and they include things like actual in-game items that have a legitimate use. That's essentially the three things, right? The cosmetics, boosts, and actual content. You could go further than that and say, well, weapons and actual in-game content, like, say, in Dungeons & Dragons Online, they're separate. But if you want to break it down to three, it would be those three things. Now, cosmetics are pretty much always fine all the time, right? In a free-to-play game. That's like the ideal situation is where the game is entirely supported by cosmetic additions which do not affect the game balance in any way, shape, or form. Yeah? So examples of that would be, or at least where games that actually have that. Dota 2 is a good example. TF2 is, although TF2 also includes the third kind of microtransaction, which is the ability to buy actual in-game content. Yeah? And some of that stuff does actually make a difference. It doesn't necessarily unbalance the game, but it does make a difference to the gameplay to some degree. Yeah, that you cannot dispute. Boosts are not involved in that game, but they are involved in games like League of Legends. You can boost the amount of experience. They're involved in PlanetSide 2 as well. And games like League of Legends actually have all three of the kind of microtransactions in them. Yeah, cosmetics, boosts, and content. After that, you go into the realm of actual games that cost money also having microtransactions. And that's where things start to get a bit murky, right? So there are...
Yeah, that's kind of more what I wanted to... Yeah.
So there are the thing is that there are companies that are applying the same three principles that I just mentioned in free-to-play games to games that you have to pay money for. An example of that would be the War Z. Yeah, I don't think they do boosts because there's nothing to boost because there isn't a skill system in the game yet, but no doubt they'll put boosts in as soon as they actually have the skill system they promised. So you have cosmetics and you have in-game content. Both of those are currently available in a game where you also have to pay money to play the game in the first place. And if you want to go even more extreme than that, then you can go to MMOs, whereby you have to pay a subscription, buy the game box, and there are in-game microtransactions. And examples of that were The Secret World before they changed that about a month ago, World of Warcraft, and to some degree, I believe, The Old Republic had something like that too. So it's the more that you stack this up, the worse that it gets. I feel that it is utterly unacceptable to have microtransactions in any game that requires you to pay a subscription to play it. So World of Warcraft, I've always, I ranted hard about this when I used to play WoW. Like the fucking Celestial Steed and the Flying Dragons and shit that you could buy for $25 while you're still paying a subscription. That is terrible because your $15 should include all the developed content that isn't part of an expansion pack, right? You are paying $15 a month. You expect the devs to make shit for you, not shit that you also have to pay for in addition to that. And like $25 for a horse is goddamn stupid. And if you bought it, then you're very silly. But... well, that's true. And that's the worst situation. But now we're actually seeing single-player and multiplayer games that you have to pay up front for also have microtransaction stores. Assassin's Creed 3 has currency you can buy, which allows you to kind of skip ahead. And it's the skip ahead thing that's probably been the most prevalent that we've seen this year. Yeah, this is a new thing. This hasn't really been happening before. And that's, I think, where the real debate lies. And this is where my opinion hasn't really formed yet. And I'd be really interested in hearing everyone else's. Is it okay to pay to skip ahead in a competitive multiplayer game? in any way?
I want to say no. I do, but there's two other forms of thinking on that. One, if someone's stupid enough to pay to get ahead when they aren't prepared for getting their ass kicked, so have like that next level of gaming, then that's their own damn problem. And two, I guess the other one would be is if you for some reason are already very good at it and you don't want to have to play like scrubs, I guess. I don't know. And you feel like I'm just going to pay to pass it. I guess if that's what you want to do, like those two, I can see how people would justify it. I don't necessarily agree, but I can see the justification for it.
There's the other justification too of I'm a gamer, but I don't really have a ton of time, and I'm playing this multiplayer game that I really like, but I am just getting absolutely destroyed because everybody's put in 70 hours already on this game.
That's really legit for us, isn't it? You know, we all have that problem. The thing is that there are some situations whereby that's okay, and there are some where it isn't. And it really comes down to how well the game's actually done. If all the weapons are side grades, which in theory they should be in this whole level up system, then it is okay to pay to skip ahead. Yeah, because you're getting the gun that you want right then and there. Like, I want a slow-firing gun that does these things. It's not more powerful than the other shit that I get, but I want it because it's my playstyle. And it doesn't make any sense for that to be like level 70. It was the same principle. I think I was talking about it it was with Call of Duty. They made different sites require different levels, which made no fucking sense at all because the sites were very much a personal choice thing, right? Yeah, whether you wanted to use an ACOG, a red dot, a hollow sight, all this other shit, that doesn't really make a lot of difference. That's just personal comfort. Yeah, so why should this be level 12 whereas this is level 3? That doesn't make a lick of sense to anything. So skipping ahead to do that stuff is fine. The problem occurs where you have guns that are just 100% or even just 20% better than the default stuff, and you skip ahead and you grab that, and that gives you an edge.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
you know,
right?
yeah, that sounds right to me. But the really weird part is there's no real consumer way to counter that. You know, I mean, if people
Other
are
than just
unhappy
not play
with
the
it,
game.
yeah, other than not playing the game, but for some more popular games like WoW, is that ever really going to happen? Or with Call of Duty, is that ever really going to happen? Or Battlefield? People will always be playing those games. And
Well,
they'll always be buying the packs.
And not to mention, there's also indirect ways of doing it. You know, if you want to talk about some controversy this year, double XP with Mountain Dew and Doritos. Yeah, it's the same bullshit, and that's happening with all the popular games now. Where as long as you buy a product outside of the game that endorses this shit, and you get double XP over people that didn't. And I mean, it is getting kind of out of control. I think it's probably safe to say that.
I think on the flip side, when there's this whole extra things in games, because I think originally about DLC, what you were talking about is people just, when they buy the game, they just want more stuff for it after they buy it. Like, if they love a game so much that they're willing to pay for extra stuff, then, you've made something special. So a lot of companies have this extra stuff lined up, and they want to give it to, I think, and I can't say that I enjoy much about Uplay, but this is the one thing that I will actually say that I'm impressed by. While playing Far Cry 3, you unlock certain things like U points, whatever the hell those are, but you get them for completing actions like survive wilderness thing.
This is in all the new Ubisoft games now.
Yeah. Make 25 syringes or unlock 50 entries in the handbook. And so for that, I got 30 U points. And you get rewards for that.
Yeah.
You get a total base of U points across all your game, and then you can spend it, basically achievement points that are actually spendable on, say, a Far Cry 3 wallpaper, or an in-game tattoo pack, or exclusive assignment in the game, or, down at the bottom here, a special hand cannon, an in-game gun, a DLC
That's
thing.
single player only, if I recall correctly, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you're getting, like, you can earn these things in the game by doing things, and it changes your gameplay. I fully support that.
Yes.
I think the idea of having achievements actually give you something was something that people wanted a long time ago, but I guess, no one really gave a damn.
Yeah.
The fact that it's back, I kind
Well,
of
all
love
this
it.
costume shit and everything used to just be unlockable anyway. You didn't have to
Right.
pay for it.
And I think what happened is people were that gaming companies saw that people were willing to pay, and they were like, oh well, we can just sell it. The Uplay system isn't even like jump off a bridge and kill a guy with barehanded. It's like make 25 syringes and we'll give you something free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So,
Yeah. This was a change of mind. I mean, when you initially tried this system out, Jesse, you didn't like it, right? You changed your mind on it?
I was not. Well, what I don't like is that you load through Steam and then you load.
Oh,
through
the launcher.
Uplay.
Yeah, the launcher's actually
so
a
you
pain
have to,
in the ass.
You have to double launch. Same reason why I don't like Origin all that much, because just the launcher is real mess to deal with.
That's
If they were to fix the launcher, it could be a great system. But it's that whole launcher thing. Like, if your launcher sucks, then I'm unimpressed with everything else.
That's why I never buy Uplay games on Steam for that very reason, because I know there's going to be a launcher anyway, so I might as well just have one launcher rather than two.
Yeah,
right.
Because like the more links you add to the chain, the more problems there could be. So,
but with that said, Uplay, the fact that they are giving you something for simply just playing and not even like actively playing hard. There's, the things they have achievements, those exist. They have actions, which are the special thing, like use your wingsuit to reach the southern island. 40 U points for doing that.
Yeah.
And you can spend that on actual legit things.
You can go spend it in a different game, which I think is great.
It's a much better way of doing stuff than we have all this, like, we have this hand cannon you can buy for $4. I'd rather put time in the game and have fun and enjoy, and that be my reward than you can buy stuff. I think that's something that we're missing. And I remember when WoW, before you could buy stuff in WoW, back in the day, if you wanted that awesome mount, you had to like go out and get that thing. And it wasn't like you must kill the 8th level dragon lord on hard mode to get your dragon mount. It was like, no, you just have to go to this dungeon and run it a couple times. And that was the difference. And then they just sort of like, let's bump it up.
Yeah.
And I like miss those old days.
The funny thing is that both of these exist with Assassin's Creed 3, because the Erudito credits thing apparently allows you to get some stuff. I know a lot of it's cosmetic, I believe. But I think you can get certain skills, right? Like you
can unlock. I mean, if you're the right level, you can unlock all the skills if you wanted to. I mean, that's the other thing. Like that, you have got to be the right level and have the credits to actually spend on it. And in Assassin's Creed 3, the credits you get for ending a round, even if you like just dominate, they only give you like 50 to maybe 100 credits at the end of the round, and it might be 1,500 for your next upgrade, which is kind of
it seems like a scaling issue then to me, because this is a complaint that was put in for Tribes, and PlanetSide has had that as well, that like guns they take too long to unlock an individual gun, or then that the option of buying the gun is too expensive. And then you also run into the problem of, well, this gun is actually better. I mean, there's maybe 2 really big examples of guns in PlanetSide out of like the 200 guns the game has, whereby having them is kind of required. Like the default gun for the Liberator Bomber is not as good as the Zephyr at anything. Yeah. So the Zephyr is a better gun. So either you unlock that with certs or you buy it. Yeah? Pretty much all of the infantry weapons, they're all side grades. And in fact, a lot of them are actually shitter than the defaults. But aside from that, and I think there's like the HE cannon for the lightning, most of their guns are completely balanced in that game for the most part. But the problem, I suppose, becomes is when you have that imbalance and when you then allow someone to massively skip ahead, grab the imbalanced weapon, and then fucking dominate with it, it makes people less willing to actually play the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the nice part, just kind of back in again to AC3, they give you some of those Erudito credits, just to kind of tinker around with, so you can automatically unlock stuff a little bit early, which is kind of nice. Dodger, did you ever buy anything with microtransactions?
No, never.
Never?
Really?
No, because the number of games that I play where you're able to just like unlock the sort of things that I would want, which the sort of things that I always want out of a game are always aesthetic. It's like, oh man, I wish that I could find like a new hairstyle or a new outfit, things like that.
That's harmless. I mean, that's totally fine. As far as I'm concerned, once the game comes out, totally do whatever the fuck you want with that. Like, put in as many stupid costumes as you want. I don't care.
That's how I feel too. So it's kind of like, I'm not offended if you are trying to have people like pay for these in this game, because it doesn't affect the gameplay at all. But I prefer if I'm able to just like find them inside of the game and be like, oh yay, I found this thing that, just changes some aspect of the game, but I don't have to think about it too hard, right? It's not like I have to compare stats and stuff like that. So I honestly never utilize microtransactions. I just go by whatever it is that I can find within the game. So
there's I would like to bring up one point, and this is kind of linked to the DLC point that I made, I think, a few months ago, that DLC has become a selling point for games because it indicates long-term support. Now, does an in-game store also indicate long-term support in the sense that later down the line there might be a little piece of content or a costume or some additional thing that's put in the store and it's like, hey, I can revisit that game and try that out? Is that the same principle or is it just simply milking?
I was going to say I don't think so, because having an in-game store alive and like happening through the entire game doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to be constantly checking the store. It winds up being more work for the person who's playing rather than it being like, there's so many games now where when you log into them, they say, oh, there's DLC, or oh, there's an update available, something like that. And it just automatically applies to your game, or it suggests it and then you buy it if you want it. But something where it would be like I had to go into the store, I don't know, it would feel like work.
Great example of this done really badly. I don't know, maybe Randy remembers this. I'm pretty sure you probably do. You remember Dragon Age, where there was the NPC in the camp trying to sell you DLC?
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
That.
and it felt like why are you telling me this at all? Because it was such a C tease. I don't, because he was like, oh, do you want to go down on this quest? By the way, it's $2.99 or $5.99.
Yeah, that was fucking horrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like, though, as a company, having a store available offers the potential for long-term earnings. Because a lot of games, after that initial launch, it just sort of declines after initial launch, unless it's like a word-of-mouth sensation. And so if you can say to the big bosses that it's not going to be like that. You see, our plan is we're going to do this, this, and this, and so we're going to have a store, and so it'll be little bumps in the lining of our reports. And I think that's what they're going for when they have stuff like that.
Well, yes. I mean, sustained income and the long game when it comes to selling your game is a big thing. I've been preaching about that for years on PC, that a sales cycle of a PC game is far, far longer than the sales cycle of a console game. And one of the ways they're trying to continue it to be relevant is to add DLC, and then, of course, in-game microtransactions as well. I mean, if I'm totally honest, I think there is a big hoo-ha over it, and I think that a lot of that's justified, especially if you're getting stuff that was made before the game came out and then it's then being sold separately. That shit can go to hell. That's terrible, anti-consumer, awful stuff. And also, if you're having teams work on additional content for the game that's going to be sold to you in little pieces, as opposed to actually fixing the game if it's broken, or adding something in which would then imbalance the game. These are all problems, but I can't think of all that many examples outside of some really dodgy free-to-play games that have actually allowed you to straight up buy power to such a degree that it would completely disrupt the game experience for everybody. And most of the time, what I hear is people claiming pay to win and not having a clue what it fucking means, and just being really bad at the game. Like, the Tribe's whining about it is ridiculous. It's like, you don't even know how to fucking ski properly, and you're making comments on the game balance. You're shit at the game, and that's why you're doing badly. Blacklight is another example. People cried pay to win on that. It's like, the default gun is better than, like, pretty much everything you can fucking get. Not to mention the fact you can rent pretty much the best gun in the game for 2 games worth of in-game credits. You play 2 matches, which is 16 minutes total, and you have enough money to rent for an entire day this pre-made gun, which fucking wrecks and is really, really good. And it seems like the problem with discussing this with, like, the general gaming population is that people can't do it without going nuts, because when they hear microtransaction and they hear free-to-play, the word pay-to-win kind of blazes in their mind. It's almost like they see red and they throw away all sense of rationality.
They go and sharpen the pitchforks.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. We can't discuss this properly, and we can't, like, as a gaming base, actually campaign for better business practices, because half of the people talking about it are literally crazy. And it's very, very hard to convince them that there is actually a middle ground between, oh my god, pay to win, and, basically Dota 2, which is a big loss leader for Valve, because they also have $1 bajillion, and, they could make every game they ever made completely free. Actually, they could pay you to play their game, and they'd still be making money hand over fist, because they want more people to use Steam, and that's where the money comes from in the first place. And, I don't want to go on a rant about Dota 2 yet, because I really like the game, but I think you're pretty delusional if you believe that any other game could pull that business model off. There's no fucking way. in a million years because they don't have the support that Valve's got, and they don't have the huge marketplace that Valve's got, and, you know, concurrent 6 million users all buying games on Steam and shit like that. So I think it's an interesting little thing that's going on, and we're going to have to keep a very close eye on it over the course of this year, and hopefully it stays sane, and there's probably going to be examples of where it isn't. So
Yeah.
at that point, we should not play those video games.
Yeah, I just think for me personally, like Dodger, I have not paid for any microtransactions. I'm still waiting for that sweet spot to be found.
I bought so many.
Just
So many. Mostly
Oh.
cosmetic stuff, but like if I'm given the option to buy a gun that I really want right now, I will fucking do it, because to me, the time is way, 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 way more valuable than the $3 that I just threw at them to get that gun. It's like, I want this fun now. And as long as it's not imbalanced and it's not fucking up the game for everyone else, then I will happily do that. Plus, I'll also support a company that I like. And I'll buy their cosmetic hats and shit. I will buy their silly little robes. That's fine. It's an opportunity for me to show support for a game that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Well, that was in depth. I'm tired
Sorry.
now.
I keep getting tweeted like pictures of Jesse with Iron Brew like in his arm, and I'm just
no
like, these
pictures
are
yet
so
of you
great.
crossbred with a deer yet?
Huh?
I said no pictures of you like crossbred with a deer yet. Well, then we made that point earlier in the show.
No me satyrs. No me satyrs yet. Nope.
Yeah. There's actually been a few. You must have missed them. They were definitely tweeted out there. There's like one more point, if you don't mind. Like, and this is actually addressing one tweet that someone sent in. This is the crux of the entire problem with this whole argument and the complete lack of understanding. Like this tweet, and I'm not going to name the guy because that's unfair. It said, "I think microtransactions for weapons ruin games. It costs around $400 to buy every gun in PS2." You're right, it does, and there was no way you would do it because it's fucking dumb. And the reason is that the whole point of side-grade weapons is to allow you to use something that you think is suitable for your playstyle. Like, if you look at the guns in PS2, for instance, there's like 5 different versions of the same rifle that are all kind of just small differences. You're looking at the deer pictures, aren't you?
No, someone made a picture of me yelling at Brooke.
Oh, okay. Where?
Oh, I
let
saw that
me
one.
show it. I want to show it on stream, man. Give it here. Give me.
It's a Twitter.
It's pretty
link.
good.
Give me.
I don't
Give
know.
me the link while I finish off my point. Anyway, so yeah, there's like 5 different rifles that are, one's got slightly more reload speed, one's got slightly more bullets per clip, blah, 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 blah. That's all personal choice. You wouldn't buy all the guns in any of these games because you're going to use about 1 or 2, if that. And owning all the guns doesn't give you any advantage because it's all down to the fact that these guns are for different things. Even the guns for vehicles, there's like an armor-piercing gun, there's a high-explosive gun, there's a heat round. All this stuff does different things, and as long as the game's properly balanced, it doesn't matter how many of these things you own because it's not going to give you an edge in any respect. Not to mention the fact that it still comes down to skill. Like, it doesn't matter if you've got the best gun in the game if you can't fucking aim it. So, yeah, I mean, that argument is the biggest problem with this whole pay-to-win thing, is that owning, like, 100% of the weapons and everything actually doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form, and probably make you worse, because you keep trying different weapons, you don't get to practice the one that you're trying to actually use. You stick with the same gun for 20 hours, chances are you're way better than this noob that just bought $200 worth of guns and can't shoot any of them. So, that's the argument that I would make there. And
Did you click on the picture?
Holy shit, that is actually really good. Yeah, I'm gonna save this and display it on the stream because it's great.
Yeah.
Because we are about done with the show. Here we go. That's beautiful. It does look like you have I think that's a squirrel on your head. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But
Or a bird, a dead bird.
Yeah,
maybe?
it could be a dead bird. In fact, like the stink lines coming up, they look like
Yeah.
it's a dead bird. But
Crashed like right into the back.
yeah.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
Shut up, you Kashi motherfucker. Do you think we get TGS to actually make us those shirts? Or would that be... No, we can't make that. You can just walk around
We
San
do it, we
Francisco in
wow.
that. Yep.
Hang badang.
Hang fucking dang.
I desperately want a shirt that just says cashew eating
Motherfucker. You walk around San Francisco wearing that? That would be wonderful.
Also, I do look like George Lucas in that picture. That's a very George Lucas-y
Oh,
picture.
you kind of do, yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I love it. All right, well, I think it's probably about time to wrap up the show. So we're gonna pimp our content, and I would like first Ryan. I said that on purpose. I know your name. It's Jim. So Jim,
Yeah.
tell me, Elder Jim, what exactly are you doing on your?
Right now I'm actually taking a small break because I'm gonna be heading out to MagFest. But when I get back, I got a couple of video reviews for Snapshot and 35 Flights of Loving, or
30 Flights of
whatever.
Loving, yeah, that 20-minute game.
Yeah, that 20-minute game. It's going to be getting a video review. And then, of course, I'm going to be continually working on my 25 games for my son series and Get Off My Lawn. And also, this year sometime, hopefully, I'm going to be building a media center down in my living room to be like / media center and rendering computer. And so,
nice.
yeah, my old PC spare parts are going to be going towards that. So that might become a video series as well.
Nice, very nice.
All right, very cool. Jesse, what you up to?
Back in the habit. Actually gonna start working again. You know, like a person
Two
should.
days off.
Yeah, I took 2 days off in the last year, and I feel good about that. And now I'm just back working. Don't really know what else to tell you. I've got a lot of stuff to finish up, and so probably next podcast I'll have something bigger and better to discuss. But yeah, if you like the same thing, you should stop on by.
Oh, it's a good job we didn't cover this, because this would have been a topic that dominated the podcast. So, a couple of hours ago, a Connecticut town held a drive to gather violent video games and burn them. Good old-fashioned book burning. Woo!
Oh,
America!
Well,
Fucking idiots.
that was the thing. That happened.
Yep, that's right. That was a thing, and it happened.
No, it's going to happen on January the 12th, by the way, so...
Oh.
Yes, by a group called the Southington SOS, a collective of representatives for Southington, a Connecticut community organization. Ironically enough, including the Chamber of Commerce. I guess they don't make any video games in Connecticut, otherwise they wouldn't be supporting this at all. And the fire department. Well, that's convenient, considering they're going to be setting a hell of a lot of fucking fires. Burn plastic! That sounds smart! Fucking idiots. God damn it.
You sound very angry.
I am angry, and I'm not even going to go into this because it is beneath me. Jesse, what are you up to? Oh, I've already asked you. Dodger, what are you up to this week?
I'm giving my cat a treat right now.
Yeah,
Everybody always asks to see him, so.
that's fair enough. It's like
Get your
big
butt
cat tail.
down.
There we go.
Oh, wait, before Dodger goes, can I make someone told me, I'm sorry, look, I'm sorry. Eat some fucking cashews. So,
I get it. I get it.
No, I was told that,
No.
Jesus Christ. I was told that for those of you who would like to attend GamuCon, they're almost out of tickets, so you should purchase those right away. Dodger's
Are they
involved.
almost out of
so-
tickets?
Yeah, so if you're interested, you should get that. Anyway, now you can go.
Ro Husky and I are going. Jesse's going. Lots of people going.
I feel
Not
left
with
out.
them,
What the hell
though.
is this thing
No,
anyway?
Kitty. No, Kitty. God. Ah.
It's in England, so that's a thing.
You're going to England?
Sure, huh?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
Nottingham.
I'm going to
Oh,
Nottingham.
Nottingham. Do be careful. That's like one of the gun crime centers of the UK. You might get shot by gangs.
I wasn't shot when I was there.
Are they gonna be like the gangs in Clockwork Orange? If so,
A little bit of the good old-fashioned ultra-violence, you might ask.
well,
you
we
know.
have here.
Oh,
All right, enough.
We'll just all walk around in bowler hats. It'll be
yeah.
fun.
No, I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. But,
Um,
yeah. Okay,
okay,
GamuCon then. Fair
So
enough.
what I'm doing is Monday, Wednesday, Friday I do news. Since it's been like the holidays, I haven't been super consistent with that, but we're getting back on track. And I'm almost done playing Lucius, I think. I think that game's almost finished. It's getting pretty intense. And we're also playing Testament of Sherlock Holmes still. And then on youtube.com/dexterity bonus, I do a daily vlog and talk about my day and drink coffee. So feel free to visit me at either of those places.
Sweet. All right, what am I doing this
Yeah.
week? I've got a few WTFs coming your way. Do some more Dota as well. Just put out a new video today, which is the Undying video for hyper-incompetent single draft disaster, as I call it, which just slips off the tongue quite nicely. And a couple more WTFs videos, probably a few more Why Do I Owns. And honestly, we're getting to the point of needing more games to play, so I do have a few games that I kind of haven't gotten around to doing. I might actually finally sit down and brave a few hours of Medal of Honor to actually give you full impressions on it. I did like an 8-minute video and about 750,000 people watched how fucking awful the game was. But I think we could do a couple more hours of it and then say again how awful the game is. Not that I'm going into it with any kind of negative bias or anything, but it's really bad. And what else? Content patch will start again in the next couple of days, obviously once we actually have news to report. Turns out we just got some, thanks to Connecticut, so that will be fun.
Yay.
So I will no doubt try and handle that as poorly as possible. And just the same usual thing. We're going to cap out Sailbox. That's going to finish on the 5th. And a little bit of StarCraft content here and there, a little bit of Dota content here and there. And the PlanetSide 2 Ultimate Empire Showdown is happening, I believe, in LA on the 25th. Are you guys around at that point, or are you fucking off to a different country? Yeah.
Dude, I'll be here.
Yeah?
Stop on by.
I might come a couple of days early. We could play Double Dragon Neon and dance. Yeah, we'll do some stuff. At that point, we will have our PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Oh shit! I'm recording when I destroy you as Toro.
Yeah,
I'm going to train with the Masters. The Masters.
We'll see. We will see how that one turns out for you. And I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah, I've got to pee.
All right.
Let's say bye.
Okay. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube channel right there, Cynical Brit or TotalBiscuit if you want to watch the StarCraft content. Follow us on Twitter at TotalBiscuit or at Cynical Brit if all you want is the videos and none of the rambling. Dex bonus for Dodger, Jesse Cox at OMFG Kata for Jesse, and Jim.
Brandy. At ElderGeekDotCom.
At ElderGeekDotCom. There we go. You see, all these people with their unified branding. So good.
So good.
So good. I think it's probably time to leave. So, thank you very much for watching the Game Station podcast. As always, I think we'll see you same time next week. I guess I'll let you know if we won't. I don't know whether this GemuCon thing's happening.
Yeah.
All right, it's happening in April, it is.
April? All right, then we don't have to worry about that.
So I'm doing it for them again.
It's something we don't have to have on the mind. All right?
All right,
All right, love. How you doing?
What do we have here?
Okay, bye.
Bye. Toodles. Goodbye. See ya.
Get up and leave, you do anyway.